We bring in this week's flight sim news with thanks to SayIntentions. We check out the 737-6 from PMDG. We have a look at Kittilä Airport from iniBuilds, Mount Isa Airport, and also Nordheimer Creek, both coming in from Orbx. Plus, we'll have a look at the runway alert awareness system. There's two of them! Hello? Hello, everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Midweek Shuffle, the halftime show, the middle of the week. Welcome to the news. Yes, friends, we have news tonight. It's actually a fair lot of it. Holy tabs on a screen, Batman. Hope you're all keeping terribly well. You join us here from a 6 degrees Tipperary, where it was raining sideways. At one stage, it was raining upwards. But I hope you're all keeping terribly well. Busy one tonight. We got some cool stuff to show off. We have the PMDG 737-600. And amongst others, we have a brand new scenery from iniBuilds, Kittila, way off up in the old Nordic neck of the woods. And well, that's where we're sat at the moment. It's only gorgeous. Then we're going to be checking out some sceneries from Orbx Mount Isa. I thought it was Mount Isa. No, it's Mount Isa. Sound out like an Australian. And then we're over to a mad place, Nordheimer Creek, which is out in kind of Californian neck of the woods. Ooh. Then we're going to check out RAAS. It's a new feature SayIntentions have been working on with their partners. They've now released it out to all the subscribed members, and it is that of the runway alert awareness system. And, you know, on runway 28, 6,000 feet remaining. You know you're on, right? But anyway, it's a feature now baked in to your SayIntentions, and you got a couple of options on, you know, what you wanted to announce or not to announce. But it's actually very, very good. It's one of those small little things. There's a program, and again, you talk about value. There is a program out there called VRAAS or XRAAS. I think it's VRAAS. You know what I mean? That's a standalone product, but with SayIntentions, it's all part of everything that they do, which I always say is far more than just that of, you know, ATC. It's far more than that when you consider, yes, there's traffic injection, yes, there's ATC, but then you have the cabin crew, ground crew, instructors, tour guides, you have SkyOps, you have Skynet, right? Groupie, you have the whole catalogue of stuff, and well, RAAS fits in there very, very nicely as an awesome tool. So we're going to have a look at that this evening. Do you know, I didn't do anything too outlandishly stupid today. I did some hoovering, vacuum cleaning, right? Do you know what I did now? Last night, I fell into a rabbit hole. So I went upstairs anyway, and the young fella was playing, you know, violent video games on the computer. And I heard the graphics card was revving, you know, with the fans. I was like, be gob then, be Janie. So I said, step aside, I know what to do here. So dismantled the machine, gave it an L clean, you know, the dust and whatnot, put it back together, still doing it. So we turned down some settings, all was well in the realm. And then I went messing around with audio things, with microphones and headphones and stuff. Anyway, to make a very long story, even longer, I was up to about 2 o'clock messing with audio. And now we're here today. That's brilliant, brilliant. But anyway, as I said, lots of news this week, lots of announcements, a couple of releases kind of snuck in there as well. And we're going to cover the whole shebang now tonight. All the news making the headlines in our beloved flight simulation hobby. You see, so that's what it's all about. But anyway, the main news tonight is how the devil are you? Right, the middle of the week, here we are on the 18th of February, 2026, and well, this is the kind of time where you're kind of fixing to get ready, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Right, we're about a month away from FS Weekend. I'm about a month and a bit away from a trip to New Zealand, and then we're a couple of months away from Flight Sim Expo. And from the developer's point of view, all eyes are on Sim Update 5, the beta, which of course has just dropped for those of you who are participating in the beta. But we're going to have a look at that later on tonight as well, just to see what they're actually working on. Because there's lots of things happening with not just Microsoft Flight Sim, but of course with X-Plane as well. They just released the newest update, 12.4. And that's now rolled out of beta. It's now out as a general release. So there's things moving, lads. Things moving, But anyway, who's here, look, as we press some buttons. Do you like my t-shirt? It's me superhero edition. It's from flightsimtees.com. And what we have is the windshield of an Airbus. But most people won't understand that. You could be in a bar. What are you wearing there? Wait till I tell you. Or, fellow AvGeeks will know exactly what it is you're wearing and they will buy you a drink. Invite you back to their place of dwelling to fly flight sims. User warning applied, right? But all this gear is from flightsimtees.com. And a shout out to Gibbo Ireland. If you ramble over, we'll have a look at the website in a while. If you ramble over to flightsimtees.com, we can get all your fancy apparel. We'll use a code at checkout for 10% off. Genius! You save money. And saving money is a good thing. So do be sure to check it out. We'll have a look here now in a moment because Gibbo's been working on tons of stuff. And very exciting to see them starting to roll out. But for the man who can't be dressed by himself, you need to visit Flight Sim Tees. I should be working on these kind of, phrases. Right. For the man who looks like a pillock, he should be dressed by Flight Sim Tees. I'd be very good at that, because I am said man, right? I wear the wrong clothes all the time. But anyway, who's here, look, for the third time, Merv? Music Maestro. That's better. Right, let me see. CP65, very happy Wednesday. Creo is in the house. Hello to County Mayo. Into Kittilä County. Welcome in, buddy. Vacuum is here. Spitfire, RAF 100. A very happy Wednesday. Let me see. Eamon 1973. Happy Newsday. Hope you're well, Eamon. Super Ty, sup? It's 0 degrees with heavy snow. Jesus. Take it fierce handy, Super Ty. Mrs. TPHI, the person who is indefinitely upside down, has rambled in saying hello, Murph and Fireflies. Welcome in, Mrs. Flipper Alloy, welcome aboard. Mac Vision is here. Linny Bobbins, 'tis yourself. Good to see you, Mrs. A very good evening to you. Flipper Alloy asks, is anyone participating in the Sim Update 5 beta? I should really install that on another machine. We can't hear the music on YouTube, says High Voltage. Are you sure now? I could hear it, and my little meter thingy's moving. Can you not hear music on YouTube? Surely you can. Oh, you can now. Come on, Si! Jesus. I thought I broke the internet. I was playing with audio yesterday, you see. Anyway, the less buttons I press, the happier we'll all be, Colkin, a very good evening. Willow How Much is here. Victorious, hello from a frigid Colorado. Happy hump day. Good to see you, buddy. Soaring AJH man, happy Wednesday. Mrs. TPHI, 130 streams. Ups to down. Thank you very, very much indeed. North Coast Mike is here. Fierce Wolf, looking fierce. And Wolfie. Welcome in, man. Cracker's in the house. APU Inspector is here. Halfway to the weekend, you better believe it. TG Sims, good evening. Sumner is in the house. Hermit Something, a very good afternoon to Boston. Hope you're well, buddy. Mr. TPHI has rambled in. Good day to you, sir. Hope all is well. Jefferson 2001, the man, the myth, the legend, has rambled in with news of the realm. He says, very good evening, Murph and Fireflies. Fun fact of the day. You can't fold a piece of A4 paper more than 8 times, as the number of layers doubles each time you do it. The paper rapidly gets too thick and too small to fold. The current world paper folding record belongs to a California high school student, Brittany Gallivan, who in 2002 managed to fold a 1.2 kilometer long piece of tissue paper 12 times. Hang on. What? 12? 8, you say? Where have we got? I know! I have a drawer here somewhere that just has paper in it. Aha! Right now. Moistened finger for effect. I dropped something, but I picked it up. 8 times, you say? Well, hang on a second. Does it have to be like, exact? 1. If I win the internet today, what did we say? 12? 2. This is getting out of hand very quickly. 3. Crap. Wait. 4. Yes! Mother of hang on, no, it's all gone scoutways. 5. Brilliant! We're... 6. 6. Stupid game. Anyway. I'm not breaking that myth. Good to see you, Jefferson. Right, brilliant. There's a souvenir for someone. That time Murphy tried to fold paper 6 times. But anyway, right, Apache, good to see you. Where's this now? 110 streams in a row. Cheers, buddy. What a ledge. TG Sim subscribing for 12 months. Thank you very, very much indeed, man. Thank you very much indeed for all the support. You're very kind. Right. Oh, I should have used tissue paper.
60% of the time, it works every time.
I could have used tissue paper. But anyway, not important. Who else come in the door? Mac Manser's here. Good to see you. 2 dogs. Greetings from Wisconsin. You're very welcome in. Now, let me see. Stick Figure, good day. Digital Merc is in the house from the west coast of the United States. Hello from Tipperary. Jan Moorcamp is in the house. Uniform Goose. Good day, Goose. Hope you're well. 98 Vulcan is here. Welcome aboard. Norse Viking. Well, hello. Good evening. Lear is in the house. Good evening. Proby Pete says good day from Arizona. New hot water tank installed this morning, finally, after a week without hot water. Oh, Jesus. The Impossible Faces here. Evening, all. I spent the last couple of hours flying in western India, the Golden City, down the Ganges, into the foothills of the Himalayas, and into the valley. Absolutely gorgeous bit of the world. Almost halfway done with me circumnavigation in the Turbo Baron. Sounds awesome, buddy. Idle Cutoff Cambridge calling. Hello from Tipperary. Malky Mac is in the chat. Good evening. Stu Snape is here. Welcome aboard, man. The man who can supply Greg's worldwide. Welcome in. Toto2495. Very good evening to you, Toto. Hope you're well, buddy. Anthony V is here. Hello from me to you and others. Welcome in. Viper Strike is here. 57 months, man. He says 57 months with the flying circus. Any news about a Firefly Air opening a new branch for F1? Maybe. I mean, you look at it's hard to call. It's hard to call. You wouldn't know what would be happening. Drew Bannon is here. Drew, thank you very much indeed. 1 year, buddy. 12 months subscribed to the channel. Thank you very, very much indeed for all your support. Sun Jammer's in the house. Tonight, I will not be spending any money on anything Murph tells us. Yes. That's what we'll do. Just Roy is here. Good evening, Roy. Hope all is well. Goblin Zeus, good evening. Crafty Tigers is here. Alberto, welcome in. Kill Switch, thank you for 85 in a row. Cheers, buddy. Tarnish Mossman, yeah, baby. Welcome in, man. Energizer's here. Happy birthday, Energizer. He says, evening all. Jesus, I should be hiding me wallet. Yara, you know, it's your birthday. You'll get away with it today. Good to see you, man. Cy120, good evening. Sunjammer has just spent 100 bits. You spent 100 bits. Jesus, thank you very much indeed for your bits. Now we're over here. Viper, thank you for 80 in a row. Where's this now? Norse Viking, 105 in a row. Jesus. D White is here. A blessing from Schligach. August, well, Falsche, August, Rees, Tubradaran, Cunis, Boher, Cockamillish, Colleen, Banya. Right, brilliant. Nutty Slack is here, good to see you. Right, we're over here now. Piku, good evening. Hope you're well. In a box, man. Jesus, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. UTB is in the house. Wishing it would warm up. Yes, the weather's kind of mad, isn't it? QC Frank, it's raining upwards. Murph, you understand you need to point that thing down. Wait, what? Oh dear. And I said that out loud. Mark says, hate to say it, I won't be going to FS Expo this year. Oh man, really? Hope all is well, Mark. We'll miss you. We had the crack last year, you know, sitting out in the street drinking. It was great. Absolutely great. Mr. Paulie, good to see you. A Crotty is here. Welcome aboard, me dude. Hope you're well. Where's this now? Great, another piece of clothing to get my ass kicked. That wouldn't get your ass kicked at all. Not at all. People would start following you. That man dresses terribly well. Let's follow him. Let's see what he does next. I bet he lives in a mansion. Right, that's how this works. You know, people follow you. You know, brilliant. But anyway, Lusty is here. Good evening. User warning applied. Right, brilliant. Stu, 90 in a row. Does this mean I have no life outside of the community? Well, sort of, you know. I mean, they kind of speak for themselves too. But you're very welcome. It's great having you here. The place wouldn't be the same without you. Do you know what I mean? Steve, JB, good to see you. Where's this now? We've had a stream from Yorg. Wait, we have had a stream from Yorg and Asobo this year yet. I missed our updates. We haven't. Did we not get? Was it not a dev stream yet this year? Or maybe sure, it's only February. Yeah. There'll be one coming soon, I'd say. Do you know, I think they're like quarterly streams, aren't they? I think. But anyway, where's this now? Did you think you had a life before now? Jesus, Linny, did not hold him back at all. Clan Jammer, good to see you. Mr. Minimite is here. There go your eardrums. Why, what happened now? Did I turn up the music? Bald Eagle, good afternoon. Rockin' Rimmer, hello. Good to see you, bud. Pardon, can you be any louder? Then I don't need speakers. What are you talking about? I'm very quiet. Easy listening, lads. Yeah. Just turn it up there, Murph. You're a little bit low. There's a crucial point missing in the fact it has to be folded in half. Yes. 1.2 kilometers of tissue. That's a fierce cold, right? Where's this now? Watch for paper cuts on those dainty wee paws. It's all right. I didn't get any paper cuts that I can see. You know, I'll keep an eye out. I'll keep checking. You know, I could bleed out. Yeah, right. I'm anticipating with some update 5 beta. Nice performance, but it's CTD'd switching from frame gen. None with FSR or DLS. Of course, it is a beta. Expect that. There is a workaround. Okay. Nice one, Roy. Debo Fly, a very good evening. Hope all is well in Southern California. Grath Rang is here. Mythbusters was able to fold it 9 times, but they used a piece of paper the size of an aircraft hangar. Oh, Jesus. XSR Siphon, welcome in, buddy. Hope all is well. And a steamroller. And a team of people. Right, okay. Tiny fingers just don't have the torque. Wait, what? Illicit Major is here. I could use some of that tissue paper right now. This cold has been rough. Oh, Jesus. Right. Fold it 78 times from the bottom at 0.5 centimetre folds. Got yourself one of those hydraulic presses. Captain Gaiman is here. It's good to see you. Murph, I'm coming at you from a different hotel. Brilliant. What's this one like? Do they get... Come here, is it always like that when it comes to like the hotels? I mean, do we all do the same? Where's me free stuff? And then you bring it home with you. You know the wee little bottles of shampoo that's no good to anybody. It's like one wash, right? Yeah, I know, and take them. You must take them. You know, you can never leave a hotel without taking those things. And we always tell ourselves they're complimentary. And the fact that they probably charge you $200 to stay there, right? Do we all do that still? Free towels? Free TV, free coffee machine. Wow. Right. Do we still all do the little take the bottleines of stuff, you know? Sumner, thank you very much indeed. 6 months, buddy. Cheers for all the support. You're very kind. One Foxy Bingo, Gav is here. Good to see you, Gav. Aston Macca, good evening, Tree Surgeon Murph. Macca, good to see you, buddy. I hope you're minding that now, Forrest. Do you hear? Yeah, those trees, you know, we'll be out sorting them out soon. But it's good to see you, buddy. LP Patrol, good evening. Where are we at now? Biku is in the house. So what about girl? Who? D White, Jesus. Brylar Gaming, happy Wednesday. Thank you for 5 in a row. Tankerman is here. It's 56 degrees in West Michigan. Wow. What's that in old money? It's about like 12 degrees, is it? More. It's about 12. Phoenix Flights, good to see you. No dev stream yet. Yeah. Hasn't been one in ages. One Fly Air, a very good evening to you. Hope you're well. 1 mile of bog paper. Right, that'll do. Gibbo Ireland is in the chat. Good to see you, Gibbo. How's she cutting, man? I've been scarred from hotel experiences lately. Providence. Let's not talk about that. And then Lelystad when Murph and Muse spooned. Listen, hang on a second, right? It got very cold. In actual fact, I built, the Great Wall of Murph. On the right, Gibbo came into the room. There was 2 beds, and like Gibbo's like, "That's my bed." Before he even said like, "Hello, lads," or "This is a nice," that's my bed. So Gibbo got himself the bed, and then myself and Muse kind of looked at each other, you know. Jeez, right. So we went about putting up this kind of the Great Wall of Murph anyway, but it did nothing, you know. Poor old Muse. He just get fierce lonely, seemingly in the middle of the night. Right. Very funny. But anyway, where's this now? I make those little bottles last a year for all my hair. Literally, it's 1 hair. Brilliant. Yeah. Where's this now? Gar Gaming, greetings to County Galway. Hope all is well. Right, we'll come over here now. Who else came into the parlour? Kieran Niall is here. Good evening. Kubi, Montana. You're very welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Dave Cleary, legend Dave. Welcome back, Dave. Hope all is well. Thrust Set Simulations is in the house. The Boise is here. Northland Air, a very good evening to you. Hope you're well. Oogie Boogie, good to see you. Sci Voltage, welcome. Hey, it's Lazy. Gare is in the house. Let me see. Shuffle Shoes John shuffles in. Good to see you, John. Hope you're well. Black Sheep Jean, I gave up on Twitch. The audio keeps breaking up daily on my phone. It is unlistenable for me, so I'm back on the tube of you. Well, you're very welcome in. Jean, it's great to see you. JDS, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Kerbelet is here. Brabus, good evening. Sticky Rice is here. And then Outdoors... is it Outdoors Del Marva? You're very welcome in. Hello from Delaware. Well, hello from Tipperary. You're looking great. Now, more buttons. All is well in the realm. Proby Pete, Jesus, 1,000 bits. He gave us 1,000 bits. You see that? Thank you very much indeed. That's insane. Cheers, buddy. How he is his mad joke, says Muse. Wait now. What are we talking about? None of that ever happened. Muse, did you get your tickets to Expo yet? Flights. Because if you didn't, then it did. David is here. Good evening from Germany. You're very welcome aboard. Hope you're well. Just what a little spoon would say. That's brilliant. There's photos. There is. What do you mean you haven't? You sort that out, will you? Zybok, good evening. Hope all is well. Right. We'll go over to the thing with the yoke and I'll show you what the crack is. Will I? Dish, dish. Come on over here now, look. Probably because of, you know, not at all. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. We need to be careful here. If I break this, lads, you know, we're out of business completely. You know, something doesn't seem right here. Oh, no, maybe it's okay. Right. I need a roommate and not one that'll make up stories. What are you talking about? Gibbo has photos here. Mr. Anderson himself is here. Good evening. Hope you're well. I can't come to Expo this year either. I've got to do Pride this year. Is it on the days clashing again? Bio Games, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for 9 months. Cheers, buddy. Zybok, only the best for Zybok, right? Now, hang on there now, hey, and we have a now look here, hey, at what it is we're doing, because we have many tabs on a screen. And shall we get started, friends? Shall we get started? So we're here, and a massive shout out to Vasco at MSFS giving us all the news, to Callum and all the team over at FS Elite as well. A great bunch of lads, and well, this is where we get our news from, right? ChatGPT is not photos. Gibbo, he's insinuating you're using AI. I wouldn't stand for that, 21 tabs, and there'll be more now in a second because we're going to jump on over to flightsimtees.com, open that gadget up as our next page. But this just released today. We got a little bit of notice of this about a week or two ago, and it's from Black Box Simulations. They've launched the Scottish Aviation Twin Pioneer for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Now, I'm going to take a look at this more next week because it literally only dropped today, and, well, I don't want to show... If I show it off first, I'm going to miss something. My due diligence, I want to spend a bit of time in it to learn it and figure it all out. So if I just kind of said, if I just throw it up, it'd be like, Murph, what are you doing? So we'll wait for this one for next week. But the good news is it is out. The Scottish Aviation Twin Pioneer. It's available now for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. It's a native build for 2024. Best known for the popular add-ons such as the Islander and indeed the Shorts regional series. Well, they're back with a new release. This time it is that of the high-wing stalled transport aircraft from the 1950s. Ooh, the Twin Pioneer isn't fast, and it certainly isn't sleek, but it is an airplane that offers Microsoft Flight Sim simmers a distinct challenge, operating a heavy radial engine aircraft into airstrips that would terrify a modern Cessna pilot. A pilot's plane, in the truest sense. The real-world history of the Twin Pioneer explains exactly why it handles the way it does. It was conceived as a twin-engine variant of the single-engine Pioneer, and it was designed to operate in an area just 30 metres by 275 metres. It saw extensive service with the RAF into the rugged terrain of Borneo, Malaya and Aden, moving troops and supplies into wilderness strips where few other aircraft could survive. And this heritage is front and centre in the simulator. Flying the aircraft is about interacting with the Alvis Leonidas 531 radial engines, and the model includes working cowl flaps and the oil cooler doors. Navigation also vintage, no GPS or FMS to guide you along. Instead, you got to rely on a period correct ADF and uniquely named green salad course direction indicator. It is a very hands-on aircraft with a rudimentary gyro pilot that only holds pitch and bank. It won't fly the approach for you, so you're pretty much hand flying this beast all the way in. Now, one of the standout features is the ability to configure the aircraft for different mission profiles. Whether you're simulating a 1950s regional hop or a military supply run, the interior adapts to both. You can fly a standard 16-seat passenger configuration, matching its civilian use by operators like Kroonduyf in Dutch New Guinea, strip the seats out for a cargo run, or even set up for paratrooper operations with the doors open. There's even a photo reconnaissance variant featuring belly camera ports for surveying work. The developer has also focused on the visual expectations of operating a radial twin. The sound set uses WYs to capture the specific 9-cylinder rattle of the Alvis Leonidas engines, which points to a good soundtrack. Visually, the model invites inspection. On the ground, you can remove the engine cowlings, reveal detailed engine modelling, place the intake covers, secure the aircraft with jocks, and the cockpit lighting and electrical systems are fully circuit-based, meaning you do have control over the individual circuit breakers. It's available right now from the Black Box Simulation website, priced at €24.99. The marketplace release is on the way. Now, I have this aircraft. I picked it up today. I flew it for about 25 minutes. I need to learn it. However, I will say this: it's a typical black box aircraft. From the outside, the modelling very nice. Texture work is good. Sounds are quite good. It sounds like the DC-3 in my ears, but it's a very functional aircraft. The interior textures, well, it's on point with black box, right? I mean, they're not going to blow you away, as in it is the most beautifully, highly detailed visual experience. But I will say this, everything works. Just like the Shorts Regional, just like the Islanders, they're very complete aircraft. So, expectations, well, they kind of go beyond that of any sort of kind of visual shortcomings, if you want to call them that, from the interior. We'll check it out in more detail next week. What I've flown, I've really enjoyed it. It's a beautiful looking aircraft, gorgeous looking aircraft, beautiful. I have to say, it's quite unique. Those with the way the landing gear are, accessing and out the engine cowls, like they've done a great job here. But yeah, I want to learn it a little bit more before I say, right, let's just jump in. Yeah, right. But it's available right now. If you're thinking about picking it up, it's a good price. It looks great. Like, here's your interior here. You kind of get the idea of what I mean by textures, right? So if you're looking at that, you're like, oh, would you any, right? So just to be aware of that. On the flip side, everything does work. All the switches work. Now, I've noticed there was a bit of madness going on with the electrical stuff. Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. But again, I didn't spend enough time learning the aircraft. And it is one thing, with black box simulations, they were one of the first add-on aircraft I bought, the L-19. Myself and Colonel Fork used to fly them around. They just flew so well. Not the prettiest, but they flew really well. This one flies really well. But yeah, you need to kind of get the interior out of the way, because when you do load it up and from the outside, it's quite pretty. The inside, you're like, I remember Flight Sim 10, but on the flip side, it's very functional, and if you do the old switcheroo, turn off the lights at night time and fly it, sure, so you don't know, sure, but yeah, an advantage, of course, to having this sort of fidelity in the cockpit, expect very high frame rates. So there is a trade-off. But yeah, we're going to check it out next week, lads, because I want to do my due diligence and actually learn the aircraft. All right. So from the outside, though, it looks spot on. Comes with a number of liveries. There's like 2 for the RAF, and there's a couple of civilian ones in there as well. So it's pretty good. Full checklist will cover everything from startup to shutdown. Brilliant. Again, I just need to learn it. Truthfully, lads, like when it comes to frame rates and how smooth you're able to fly with this thing, like very few aircraft get close to this. That's kind of the trade-off. Do you know what I mean? But it's such a gorgeous looking plane. It's like straight out of the gear is fixed. You can't touch the gear, but like it's I don't know. It just kind of shouts at me to say, "Oh, fly me, fly me, fly me." So yeah, we'll give it a proper look next week, as I say, because I want to do my homework on it. I don't want to be a complete and utter idiot. I'll do that anyway, but I need to know my stuff. So that just released today. So great news from Black Box Simulations, and massive congratulations on an aircraft release. Now it's over to Flight Sim Tease as we tease what they're working on, because they've new stuff added now in multiple colors, no less. Right. So this is Gibbo's. And, well, he's a genius, and he makes T-shirts. And he sends me T-shirts from time to time, which is very nice. But I want to show you some of the new stuff that they're working on. What they've done over the last number of weeks, these customized airport T-shirts, whereby you select your design, right? Or, you can pick one of the ones from the list, or you drop him a custom ICAO code. He'll go off and find the schematics, and then there you go, you get it on a T-shirt. These are great for gifts, right? But newly added stuff is the brand new P51 Mustang. And on this, well, you can put in your own custom nose art. Nose art, no less. This is pretty cool, right? Genius. I don't know about that. No, these are class, right? So what you can do, you can get different designs put on the nose of the aircraft, which is like, this is fantastic. Your name here sort of thing. You know what I mean? Again, they're great for gifts, or if you're with, a club or whatever, you can get all these customized. So it just adds something different to a lot of T-shirts. You might see similar T-shirts, but this is different because, well, you're very much now making it your own, or you're making it for, you're making it for a friend, a loved one, family member, whoever, right? Next one then we have is the Legends of the Sky. This is another new one, and features just a handful of some gorgeous aircraft, including the B-17, the F4, P-51 is there, of course, even the Liberator is there, right? And it's a T-shirt design, so don't be, the thing is crooked. It's the design of the, right? Anyway, so these are new arrivals over at flightsimtees.com. So if there's anything here that tickles your fancy, they're all in different colours as well. So, if there's anything here that tickles your fancy, ramble on over. And as I say, we have a code. A code? We have a code there. If you want to get yourself, save 10%, just use the code TTM at checkout. You don't have to buy. There's no one telling you have to buy them. Just if you see a nice design, well, the way I look at it is, this is from Gibbo, who's in our own community, right? This thing has started from our own community. So if you're going to be buying the stuff, well, sure, how better to support your community than, well, we keep it in the realms of the community. Genius, right? Genius. But anyway, massive shout to Gibbo, and well, keep up the awesome work. There's customizable options, right? And there's an absolute plethora of other stuff as well. Plus, you have the hoodie designs this time of the year, and there's more designs coming there very, very soon as well. So great stuff from flightsimtees.com, and make sure you use that code at checkout. So moving on, Black Square, they have given us some news on the next release, and it's going to be that of the Caravan, the Grand Caravan Professional, targets a March release. So, Just Flight will have the products page live imminently, but Black Square's professional lineup, the next chapter is about to rock on with the Grand Caravan. Right. Graham, thank you very much indeed. 100%. I shall check it out. For simmers who have been holding out for a true study level workhorse that doesn't rely on the default Asobo 3D model, this news is indeed promising. Just Flight confirmed on social media they are preparing to open the official product page this week, hinting that the development is largely complete, and they're hopefully aiming for March. It's crucial to distinguish this release from Black Square's previous steam gauge overhaul for the Caravan. The earlier product, which was brilliant, was technically a mod that injected complex systems into the default aircraft. The Caravan Professional is a completely standalone product that unshackles the developer from limitations of the default visual model, meaning this is built from the ground up by Black Square, which is great news. We've seen it with the Dukes, we've seen it with the Barons. Absolutely incredible stuff, right? Kieran Niall, thank you very much indeed. Cheers, buddy. Very kind of you, sir. So we can see a fresh batch of new screenshots shared by Just Flight, and it's giving us an idea of what this aircraft is going to be all about. And you can see some beautiful liveries here as well, but also the design. We have these de-icing boots here in the back, the fuselage, texture work, reflections. Note that there's either a or not a cargo pod underneath, which is great to see. Inside the cockpit, beautiful steam gauge and an EFB, which what we're used to now from Black Square, right? Engine systems, environmental, all the failures, everything's going to be there that we need. In terms of sound packs, historically, Black Square would use Boris. Right? I don't know if they've said it yet. Look at the amphibian version. Like, this thing is class looking, isn't it? This is a machine. And with the Grand Caravan, of particular interest to me because I jumped out of one. Right. But anyway, the new images confirm exactly what the backcountry and cargo communities have been asking for. Visual proof of a super cargo master, distinct from the standard Caravan. The screenshot clearly shows the windowless fuselage and the massive cargo door significantly wider than the passenger variant. Additionally, the amphibian variant is fully modelled, and one of the shots captures the aircraft on floats parked at the ramp. The tablet returns, which is great to see. And of course, we're going to be looking at all the electrical schematics and so on. We can see it in here. Options, payload, engine, electrics, cabin, and failures, sorry. So yeah, so we're going to be waiting. Nick does excellent kind of introductional and instructional videos, and hopefully we can get a chat with him before this releases, or maybe just after it releases. The Caravan, it is the mother of all utility aircraft, I think, when it comes into general aviation. Cargo, cargo, passenger, you name it, the thing can do it. Air ambulance, surveillance, so many roles that this aircraft can be applied to. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to see this. So no idea of the price just yet, or an actual release date, but very interesting to see this. And I think for a lot of people, this is going to be just a great addition to the virtual hangar. Do you know? Now, speaking of great additions, A2A have revealed their next aircraft, and it's going to be that of the AccuSim Legacy RG 550. Ooh, it's a high-performance experimental coming soon. Now, couple of things. For me, I was hard to get excited about a Lancer. I was like, really, a two-seater composite? Really? Come on. However, it's when you start reading into it, and of course, anything from A to A, you just know it's going to be brilliant. It's just going to be brilliant, right? So what they're working on here is, the AccuSim Legacy RG550 high-performance experimental aircraft scheduled for release in Q2 of this year. And what makes this class, Scott owns one, as in he flies it. So just like the Comanche, just like the Aerostar, you're getting that pilot's perspective and the owner's perspective on not just how the aircraft handles, but all the little nuances and quirks that are associated to that aircraft. It has its own custom flight model, which is all built using AccuSim. So the thing is very much a standalone product. And I think we can all agree, to this day, lads, nothing flies like A2A aircraft. Right? At all, right? They are exceptionally good. So of all the airplanes A2A could possibly make, which one is perhaps one of the most unexpected? The previous releases for the sim era focused on certified general aviation classics, while the Legacy RG550 moves into the world of amateur-built experimental aviation, a category often defined by speed, efficiency, and unique customization. The owner's aircraft advantage, one of the defining characteristics, of course, yes, Scott indeed owns this aircraft, just like the Comanche. And, because he owns the aircraft, we will get an unprecedented level of detail captured from the real machine. There's a picture of the real machine. It has all the tapes on it. It's going under its photo scans and all this sort of jazz. And that just brings a level of detail and complexity into the sim of how you can actually experience a living, breathing aircraft. And it's only when you start realizing all this. I mean, the engine simulation is one part, which is extremely deep, but when you get into the rest of the aircraft, how the whole airfoil responds, well, suddenly you start getting excited then. Yeah, right, because I was saying, Lancer, come on. Now I'm like, no, this is going to be very, very good. It just is. You know it is. You know what I mean? So the aircraft itself, an exciting addition to fans of fast composites. The announcement contains a significant detail regarding avionics. This could be huge. A2A confirmed the Legacy RG550 will also feature a fully custom Garmin G5 simulation. Ooh. A2A also states they expect to retrofit this new Garmin G5 simulation to both the Comanche and Aerostar in future updates. Pretty cool. So built on AccuSim 2.0, this is the physics and systems engine that make the aircraft special and unique. The product will feature the expected suite of A2A mechanics. They'll include the persistent wear and ownership modeling, deep electrical system simulation, and a combustion model that simulates individual spark events. Because the real-world Legacy is a kit-built aircraft, no two airframes are exactly alike. And A2A note that this individuality aligns well with their persistence philosophy, where the aircraft develops a unique history based on how the user flies and maintains it. So they're aiming for a Q2 placing the launch relatively close on the horizon. So completely bespoke sound design. I mean, A2A, you don't really need to. I wonder what it'll be like. This is going to be excellent. There's no no, it wasn't great. It's going to be excellent because you just know their own aircraft, the passion that A2A bring to flight simulation, it's nuts. It's nuts, I can tell you that. It's just nuts. So yeah, very much looking forward to this. And it's an aircraft that, it hasn't won me over yet. I've flown Lancers in Legacy. I've flown these on other sims. Maybe that's what it was. They never really did anything for me. Maybe this will change it. You know what I mean? Doesn't Austin have one of these? He's like a super duper high powered one. He does, yeah. VR Flight Sim guy is here. Good to see you, buddy. Loved the Real Air version back in the day. Remember the Real Air Lancer? That's going back, yeah, 100%. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Looking forward to the Black Square. Yes. Who's doing this again? Arch. Good to see you, Arch. So this is A2A, and the Caravan is Black Square. Do you know? Uniform Goose, Roger. Red Baron is here. Good to see you. Filthy, welcome aboard. What's bad about Lancer? There's nothing bad about them. It's just, for me, I've never really gotten excited about a Lancer. It was just like, it's yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, Jesus.
I'd look at an old Cessna 172 and go, man, that's pretty because I've flown in one. Or the Comanche or a Grand Caravan. A Lancer is just kind of in that direction of, yeah, it's a Lancer. It's like how would you class it like? It's like, the default commuter. right? There's no style or class to it, but that will change. 250 plus miles an hour on 13 gallons. Oh no, it's impressive. Oh, there's no doubt these things perform. And then you look at their service ceiling, you look at their climb rate, you look at their endurance. Like savage, absolutely savage. But anyway, very exciting news. Anyway, so there's 2 aircraft releases straight off the bat. 3 aircraft releases straight off the bat. One of them out right now. Tomorrow, FlightFX are bringing the H-Jet version 2. I think they're calling it version 2. It's the 2024 version. The transition of high-quality aircraft from Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 to the 2024 edition has been one of the most discussed topics of the community. These have happened in several ways, from marginal conversations to full native redevelopments at different price points. This weekend, it was FlightFX time to show up with a clear statement of intent, announcing that the H-Jet 24, it's a new version of Marwin's successful light jet built specifically for the new platform, and is going to be free for existing owners who had the 2020 variant. Now, the H-Jet, the Honda Jet, but they call it the H-Jet, it was a staple of their 2020 hangar because it was very accessible. Single pilot operation, a lot of automation in it, automatic lights, taxi lights. I knew when you're on a taxiway, knew when you're on a runway, it controlled all these things, right? And it does help to fill, the gap in the private charter niche, high fidelity option that's ready to run or ready for the new specific mechanics of Flight Sim 2024. So with the H-Jet, which was always a weird and wonderful looking aircraft, the engines mounted the way they were, not directly off the fuselage, they're actually mounted off the wing. Which actually provided better comfort, better sound, all this kind of stuff. And it's a lovely shape and it flies so very, very well. But it didn't get a lot of updates in 2020. So now, kick it to touch and there's a brand new one on the way for 2024. And I got to say, I applaud them by making this a free update because looking and reading down of what they've done here, they've put considerable work into this. So avionics also seeing a major shift. It now utilizes Working Titles version 2 framework, which is the current gold standard for Garmin systems. Developers say they've also integrated a custom vertical situation display, or VSD, providing a profile view of the terrain and the flight path. Career mode and immersion, the highlights, of course, walk around feature and career system, with FlightFX saying the H-Jet is fully compatible with all of these conditions, and it includes interactive covers, chocks, and a GPU connection that you can manage manually. The aircraft is also ready for private charter missions inside the career mode, which will give pilots a structured way to use the jet. The cabin also completely remodeled, new materials, interactive elements, and to improve the atmosphere, the team partnered with Echo 19 for a brand new soundscape. Ooh. FlightFX taking a community-friendly approach of pricing. While the H-Jet 24 will be priced at $24.99, the developer has confirmed all previous owners will receive a free upgrade, which puts the product in a strong position compared to other developers who are charging upgrade fees for the new sim. We do have a trailer. Would you like to watch it? Because I'm very excited about the H-Jet. Cyrus made an absolutely stunning livery for the H-Jet. It was the platinum or premium livery and it was just gorgeous. And I remember chatting to Marwan and to Nick, when they were working, when Marwan was first working on the H-Jet and when it was all, becoming its thing. It's like the passion that's gone into this project is pretty cool, right? It's awesome. It's just an unusual jet. It's weird and funky and it's nice. So we'll check it out and we'll see what the crack is here now. I think I have audio. We could get in trouble, but you know what I'm like for audio now, lads. We'll play this and see what happens. Turn up the old gadget there now and sure, fire for effect. Ooh. And a very nice trailer as well. So this is out tomorrow, and there's great excitement for it. And it's a free upgrade for anyone who owned this in 2020. And then the release price, if you've never owned this aircraft, it's $24.99. Looks fantastic. Chris Van Halen, good to see you, buddy. How does it compare to a Vision Jet? Similar. It's bigger than the Vision Jet, and I mean, look, the rebuilt flight model, ground handling, suspension, avionics. A lot of the avionics is kind of with the working title stuff, but they did add other stuff in there, which is pretty cool. New lighting systems, visual modelling has all been updated, including the new LOD. Brand new interior cabin, interactive cabin elements that were there. A new soundscape by Echo 19, which is deadly. Engine sounds, ground roll, interaction and control sounds, cockpit ambience, and other small improvements. And also the new electronic flight bag, which is brilliant from Flight Effects. I remember the lads were chatting on the stream one day how customizable it is. You can move the thing everywhere, you know. 2026 definitely going to be a strong year for the business jets, without a shadow of a doubt. And what first brought me to the Honda Jet when I first saw it, Tom Cruise was in one. He hopped out. I was like, Jesus, Tom Cruise flies in one of these. But this year especially, like, considering, right, the citation is already out there. The H-Jet update is great news. You know, Just Flight working on a Lear 45. That's going to be awesome. And of course, waiting patiently, we have the Phenom 300E by FS Reborn. And that's due to release this year as well. It's going to be a huge year for the Falcon 50. It's going to be a huge year for business jets, I think. And they look gorgeous. All of them look gorgeous, right? So this is available tomorrow. Keep your eye on our Discord. I'll let you know when it's released, or you'll probably tell me at this stage. I did reach out to the lads, but yeah, they were busy, which is understandable. So we might have a look at this aircraft next week as well, just to see how all these changes kind of hit the mark. Or maybe they didn't. Who knows? We'll find out. Now, Erasam expands the Italian fleet with an Alpi Pioneer 400 and sets the P-Mentor beta date. Now, for flight sim enthusiasts who favour European general aviation, Araldo Samori, or Erasam, has quietly become the go-to specialist for Italian engineering. While his portfolio has largely been defined as a deep roster of Tecnam aircraft, the developer is now widening his scope. In a direct update to us, Erasam revealed a new partnership with Alpi Aviation to bring the Pioneer 400 to Microsoft Flight Simulator, alongside a progress report on the Tecnam P Mentor. Right? Ooh, we say. Will Cyrus update delivery? If we ask him nicely, yes, we hope so. So what do we have here? A new project, the Alpi Pioneer 400, a project that will be published under the OBY1 label. We saw that aircraft already, and it follows the same publishing structures as the Eurofly Twin Fox, with a continued strategy of bundling aircraft with adventure content or specific sceneries. The developer has signed an agreement with Alpi Aviation to collaborate on development, which ensures access to official data. The simulation will focus on the variant powered by the Rotax 916IS, a turbocharged powerhouse that should give this four-seater significant performance at altitude. They confirmed the aircraft will feature a retractable landing gear, a variable pitch propeller, winglets, and inside the cockpit, virtual pilots can expect a full glass suite centered around the Garmin G3X. The project currently in the early 3D modeling phase, with the developer aiming for a release in summer 2026. Nice looking machine, this one. The home base connection. The developer has a history of connecting his aircraft to real-world homes. Recently released a freeware rendition of Rivoli Avro, the airfield where Alpi Aviation tests its actual aircraft, and he hinted that OBY1 or Obi-Wan will likely publish specific activities or missions connecting the new aircraft to this scenery. If you remember with the Twin Fox, when we picked it up, you know, there was all recorded voiceovers. Basically, we travel out to the factory. We're going to pick up a brand new Twin Fox. We talk to the engineers. They're telling us, you know, take it out for the spin. Be careful of this. Try that. It's almost as if, you know, you can do a virtual check ride. I think this is an amazing way to kind of get you more involved, if you like, with the add-on. It's not just click the button and we go fly it. It gives you a sense of kind of ownership and just that extra layer of connectivity with the aircraft, which is pretty cool. So with the Pioneer just beginning its journey, the Technam P Mentor entering final approach, published by Aerosat, the modern IFR trainer targeted for a beta testing phase starting in the middle of March, with a planned release window in and around the end of spring of this year. The P Mentor, significant step up in system complexity compared to the earlier releases like the P92, with the developer noting currently working through the specific behaviours of a Rotax 912IS. Of particular note is the implementation of the lane A and B engine management switches and fuel pump logic, features that differ significantly from your standard magneto-driven engines. Lots of cool stuff coming out, lads, isn't there? There really is. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to both of these aircraft. So we'll let you know, but it seems to be great stuff here. And again, it's something different, right? I love this. It's something different. These are Italian-made aircraft. It's just class to see them. Now we just need someone to make a Sling S4, you know, ultra high detailed, because, well, that's what Aviation 101 is flying now, you know? Pretty cool. Now, Azure Poly, I don't know if you saw this trailer or not. Very, very good. But the Dassault Aviation Rafale is on the way for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. And they've released a video, which was an early kind of walk around, filmed with Practically Geek. He basically brings us for a tour around the aircraft. This thing looks absolutely gorgeous.
Hello everyone. We are very happy to welcome you to our first presentation video of our Rafale for Microsoft Flight Simulator, officially licensed by Dassault Aviation. It's an aircraft that plays a central role in French aviation today, and that has also earned its place within many air forces around the world. We'll take this opportunity to walk around the aircraft and give you a short technical overview. The Rafale exists in three main variants. The Rafale B is the two-seater version, the Rafale M, which is the naval version, and the Rafale C, which is the single-seat combat version, the one you're looking at here. The M version is distinguished by the reinforced and taller nose landing gear, designed to withstand the loads generated during catapult launches, as well as a larger arresting hook and some other subtle visual differences. The main landing gear changes less, but it is also reinforced in several structural areas. The C version also has an arresting hook, mainly intended for specific or emergency situations. Since we're here, let's talk about the engines. The aircraft is powered by two Snecma M88 engines, each producing around 75 kilonewtons of thrust. This twin engine layout provides...
And just to explain how fast that is, that's right, fast. But anyway, there's a great overview there done by Practically Geek, and it's just giving us that kind of early look at what to expect from Azure Poly. I'm a huge fan of Azure Poly. I think they've released some absolutely cracking aircraft over the number of years, and this one is looking absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. So, given the developer's track record, the community has reason to be optimistic. So, for a look back on how the project has been evolving, so we don't know when this is actually coming out, but we have seen things like, you know, terrain, radar, weapons, the different liveries. This is like unbelievably cool looking. Absolutely cool looking. Very excited for this, and well, they're getting close now. Once they start doing these sort of preview videos, they're getting very close. So, turn that off. Don't show the wife. There goes the bank account. Mr. DPHI. Brilliant. That's certainly going to be an aircraft in your virtual hangar for sure. So, yeah, very excited to see Azure Poly bring this one. Now, the L1011 TriStar from iniBuilds, well, it's getting ready for Flight Sim 2024. The TriStar, always been a bit of a unicorn, beloved for its advanced engineering, but notoriously difficult to simulate due to the complexity of having a 3-crew cockpit and also the early era automation. For a long time, the barrier to entry for virtual pilots has been a daunting prospect of managing a triple inertial navigation system while trying to fly the plane. In a substantial development update released, iniBuilds have clarified exactly how they intend to solve this problem for the upcoming 2024 release. Rather than forcing every user to master the arcane art of a 1970s waypoint entry, well, the developer has revealed a flexible navigation philosophy that attempts to please both the rivet counting purist and also the weekend flyer without breaking the visual immersion. There's going to be a hidden GPS solution. In the latest dev update, iniBuilds lifts the curtain on this incredible aircraft, showcasing not only the visuals, but also the system features and immersive simulation nuances. And one of the most significant takeaway from the update is how iniBuilds is handling the transition between classic and modern navigation. In many classic aircraft add-ons, enabling a GPS often involves bolting a modern screen onto the dashboard, ruining the vintage aesthetic. iniBuilds have taken a different approach. Through a new paper flight bag, a PFB, a period-correct replacement for the standard EFB tablet, simmers will be able to toggle between three modes: RADNAV, INS, and GPS. If you choose the GPS option, the cockpit doesn't physically change. Instead, well, the logic behind the INS button on the glare shield is swapped out. Pressing it will engage lateral guidance driven by a hidden Garmin GNS 530 system rather than an inertial platform. This allows casual users to fly standard modern flight plans while looking at a completely vintage 1970s panel. For those who prefer the hardcore route, well, the triple INS is fully modelled, complete with a drift and alignment procedures, and can now import SimBrief flight plans directly to reduce the workload of manual data entry. Now, this thing looks absolutely insane. It looks gorgeous, and tri-jets they're just up there. They're fabulous, right? They're fabulous. So some of the work in progress shots we get from iniBuilds, like, it's a cool looking jet, lads, isn't it? I mean, would you look at the estate? It's stunning. It really, really is. They've done just a gorgeous job here. Might be your first pay where iniBuilds playing. Like, I mean, if you look at the recent aircraft, I mean, I gotta say, from the airliners, that A340 is just top notch. So, capturing the pilot's airplane beyond navigation, the update shed light on the specific aerodynamic quirks of the TriStar. Most notably, iniBuilds confirmed the full simulation of direct lift control. For the uninitiated, direct lift control is a signature that the L1011 feature, where the spoilers automatically modulate during approach to control lift without changing the aircraft's pitch attitude. This allows for exceptionally smooth glide slope tracking. The developers say that the system is fully native in the Microsoft Flight Sim flight model, coupled with the unique spooled up inertia of the Rolls-Royce RB211 engines. To manage the heavy workload of this three-person cockpit, the simulation includes an automated flight engineer. While the flight engineer station is fully interactive, allowing you to manually manage the three hydraulic circuits, bleed air, electrical buses, pilots can offload these duties to an AI crew member via the PFB, making solo operations manageable. Visually, the team is leaning heavily into the service life aesthetic. The cockpit textures are being designed to show wear and tear consistent with a high-cycle airliner, chip paint on frequent switches, dust in the crevices, and dynamic dirt. We love an old dirty plane, you know, the terrible dirt. But that's what you want. I mean, it's an aircraft of the era. She's not going to be brand new shampoo. You know what I mean? The visuals look absolutely stunning here as well. Just gorgeous now. This is gorgeous looking. There's your PFP there, look. You know what I mean? Isn't it class? And then all our dials and switches and Asher B. Janey look. It looks absolutely stunning. Look at the textures even around. Like, it's just, this is stunning. The lighting looks superb. Everything looks clear, crisp. Yeah, man, this is going to be awesome. Relearn how to program an INS. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to force you to consider, wait, how do we fly like this again? It's pretty cool, right? Look at that, man. That's fantastic. But anyway, lighting also being tuned specifically for the 2024 engine, noting exterior lights will interact dynamically with fog and volumetric clouds, a crucial feature for the new Sim's atmospheric engine. And to wrap up the package, the aircraft will launch with a suite of high-quality 3D decal liveries, including the classics from Delta, British Airways, Pan Am, TWA, and also Air Transat. According to iniBuilds, the L1011 is now entering the final stages of development with just one major update planned before launch. While they haven't dropped a release date just yet, the depth of the system's preview suggests the wait might be nearing its end. Ooh. The update was packed with technical details, but also a visual showcase. So, very, very, very excited for this one. And as soon as this is available, I will be there trying to break it. But doesn't it look gorgeous? It's Trijets, man. They're just gorgeous, right? Now, PMDG, we're going to be checking this out tonight. They've released their 737-600 for Microsoft Flight Sim, the cheapest high-fidelity airliner for the sim. And that's a fact. I remember myself and Gibbo did a video years ago, and part of the video, Gibbo gave us a full rundown on PMDG 737. He combined the 600, the 700 and the 800. He actually lined them all up in the sim. I don't know how he does this magic, but he lined them up all together. And the focus here was on the 737-600, whereby you are getting a feature-rich simulation of a Boeing 737NG, right? As in that kind of era of aircraft, for half the price. Half. A lot of things to consider here. Because with the update price, put it this way, if you wanted to upgrade your 2020 version of the 737-8 to the 2024 variant of the 738, it's the price of this thing on its own, right? If you own the 737-6 in 2020, well, then the upgrade path is 60%, meaning it's €14. This is that's a couple of cups of coffee, really. Yeah, right. But anyway, what you get here with this aircraft, as I say, it's pretty much on point with the others. Often referred to as the pocket rocket by the community, the 600 occupies a unique niche in the Boeing lineup. It's wider than it is longer. And the unusual ratio results in a high power to weight ratio that allows the aircraft to operate out of airports with much shorter runways. Robert Randazzo, leading the PMDG team, noted that the aircraft is a favourite among developers due to the performance profile and its near-comic looks. For simmers, the variant often serves as a preferred choice of short-haul hops or operations into challenging airfields. Of course, you know the famous Janet Airlines or Janet Airways, which was this US government kind of thing for transporting workers to and from facilities, right? That's a really cool story to learn on that one. But anyway, this is an awesome aircraft. We're going to check it out tonight to show you what are you getting. In terms of the updates or what's new, well, it does get the same sort of updates that you've seen on the 737-800, and there is more on the way. We're still waiting on a few more now. So yeah, it's up and running, tons of liveries, and we're going to take this for a spin later, right? I just had my third WASM crash of the day in the 600. Jesus. Dougal, did you delete that folder? Your WASM folder, you know? Does it work with GSX? Yeah, it works with GSX. So you're getting WASM crashes with this. So that's a PMDG issue. So they need to fix that, you know? Kieran All says, I flew the L10 TriStar with Delta Dublin to Atlanta. No way. After eating that massive pizza while watching the Newcastle match earlier, I can confirm I am also now wider than I am long. Chalks, good to see you, buddy. Okay, so yeah, so WASM crashes are no use at all. Toda says, I have the 73-6 in 2020, purchased the 24 version, but didn't get the discounted price. Interesting. Because you have to be logged in when you go. You have to be logged into your account, then add it to your account, and then buy it. That's my understanding. But keep at it, Toto. If you don't hear anything back by, what day is today? Wednesday. If you don't hear anything back by tomorrow, shoot me a DM, and I'll reach out to someone. 736 was my gateway drug into airliners. Yeah, it's like it's a cool plane. Like, and for this price point, I mean, if you were sitting there, if you're going to grab a PMDG aircraft in 2024, maybe you're new to the franchise in 2024. This is the first time you've jumped into the sim, and you're looking at the price, but you're just not sure. Go with this. Just go with this. It's pretty much the same aircraft. It's just a little bit shorter. Same speed, same capabilities, right? Well, we'll check it out here now in a little moment. New freeware. I saw this being streamed there a week or two ago, and I said, this is intriguing. There's new freeware bringing a Gulfstream. And Gulfstream just don't allow their aircraft in flight sims officially. So, you know, it's a G650, you know, a Gulf Stram, right? But anyway, it's a freeware project. If you're yearning to fly some ultra long range routes in the sim, well, your options are generally limited to large scale commercial airliners or a handful of the business jets. A more exclusive side of aviation, taking a business jet from LA to Sydney, for example, well, there's currently no high-fidelity, ultra-long-range business jets in the sim. Developers often shy away from the aircraft due to the complexity of their proprietary avionics and notoriously, well, the protective licensing practices like Gulfstream. They just, you know, don't allow it. However, there is a freeware project released by developer Dylan in an attempt to mitigate this, bringing both a G650 and a G700 to both 2020 and 2024. Steve Stavros says, I've had 2 WASM crashes, seem to be linked to touching the clock to start the timer. Interesting. I'll check it out. I haven't got a WASM crash with it yet, but never say never. The project, which credits Ian as the original creator, obviously not a study level sim, but rather an accessible entry point for virtual pilots wanting to fly 7,000 plus nautical mile routes. Now, looking at the outside, it actually looks quite nice. Doesn't look too bad. I mean, it looks like a Gulfstream, right? However, manage one's expectations. Before you go ahead and click download button, which is free over on flightsim.to, it's important to understand what the package is. More importantly, well, what the package isn't. Right? Old Veteran is here. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome aboard. You will not find a custom-coded Gulfstream Symmetry flight deck. Instead, the aircraft utilizes placeholder Garmin G5000 avionics. This compromise allows the aircraft to be fully flyable with SimBrief integration, LNAV and VNAV capabilities right out the gate. However, about 80% of the cockpit buttons are currently static. Visuals. Well, the aircraft looks quite good on the exterior. It features custom animations for primary flight controls, spoilers, landing gear, and the main cabin door. It even received an update that adds a complete lighting overhaul by community member Metz, specifically tuned to 2024. The interior, though, is be the Janie, right? The interior is where this thing kind of falls fast, very fast. The exterior isn't too bad looking. The interior is where it's like, well, it's a box with a couple of more boxes, and then they put a few more boxes on top of those boxes we mentioned in the first place. But remember, this is a freeware product, and it's a project. This is where this is somewhat temporary, right? That's what I think. Featuring a basic 3D model, textures dominated by those G5 displays. The main idea is that you enjoy seeing the Gulfstream fuselage from pretty much the exterior, right? Pretty much the exterior. There's also a few operational quirks, typically of early mods. For instance, the aircraft supports auto throttle. It cannot be engaged via the cockpit clit spots. You have to put in a custom keybind. The flight model, also a work in progress, with the developer noting takeoff rolls are significantly longer than the real world counterparts. But I thought it was interesting because it is a freeware project. Who knows where this thing will go, right? But to see any sort of an L Gulf coming into it is pretty good. Murph, can you tell Just Flight to pull the fingers out and get the tornado out, please? It's only taken 5 years. Yeah, but sure, like, you know, they're working on it. They're working on it. They've so many projects on the go now, but they're still chipping away at the tornado for sure. So I thought that was pretty cool. Azure Poly, we showed that. Orbx Mount Isa, not Isa, Mount Isa, Australia. It's an airport. It's out now for Microsoft Flight Sim. We're going to check this one out tonight, but we have a video. We played the video just to show you what it looks like. What I like about this place, by the way, it's up out there with Yowl Flying Doctor Service. A great bunch of lads.
G'day, I'm Rob, the dev that created Mount Isa. Having been raised in central Queensland, I hold a deep connection with the regions. Mount Isa, an oasis of the outback cradled by ancient mountain ranges. Honouring 60 years of Royal Flying Doctor Service, a vital lifeline supporting the communities in this vast region. I want simmers to feel the real experience of arriving into this airport. It's just an exceptional example of the Australian landscape. I wanted to recreate the diverse character of the airport. It just represents the amazing resilience of the Northwest community.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to be checking this scenery out in the sim. It's a release from Orbx, and I thought the trailer was great by having the lead developer chat about it. Very passionate. But basically, Mount Isa Airport, it's a key role in supporting mining operations, regional travel, and also the aeromedical flights, such as the Royal Flying Doctors. Workers, tourists, business, they all operate on the fly-in, fly-out schedules. Looks very, very pretty. It's available over on Orbx for €15.56. You can get it for 2020 or 2024. And yeah, we're going to check this one out very soon. Custom 15 centimeter aerial imagery, detailed terminal and hangar exteriors, detailed terminal interiors, detailed hangar interiors for the original rustic Royal Flying Doctor service. What else do we have? We have a non-directional beacon custom model, night lighting, radios, NDB, VOR, DME, and automatic weather. It's an uncontrolled airport on CTAF, the old decommissioned tower, still there and is present in the scenery. Custom runway, taxi aprons. There's tons of stuff. So we'll be checking that one out shortly. Now, moving on, MK Studios Key West Airport launches next week with 2 big airports coming next. Now, Key West, out in the Florida Keys, just a stunning part of the world, and I love flying down there in the sim. It's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. MK Studios, well, they're due to release their Key West, as I said, next week. Key West, quite an interesting airport. The main runway 0927, roughly 5,000 feet long, which is remarkably short for the mainline jet aircraft that it handles. It creates a unique weight and balance challenge for simmers flying a 737 or an A320, where fuel loads and passenger counts must be carefully managed to ensure a safe rotation. In a recent statement on the social media, the developer noted that the airport's small physical footprint allowed them to saturate the scenery with details. It was fun to add all those details both inside and outside of the airport, buildings, props and POIs, which is pretty cool. And there's tons of stuff here. So the release places MK Studios in direct competition with Orbx, whose rendition of Key West has been the primary option for some time. However, with rapid advancement of Microsoft Flight Sim, a newer build from the studio with MK's track record could offer the visual refresh many frequent flyers want from the sunshine state. And I gotta say, from the screenshots, it's looking pretty nice. MK make night sceneries. They just do. So I'm looking forward to this one. We must do a fly into Key West. Love it down there. Might take up some TBMs or something. Now, they've also then stated that they're working on 2 other airports. Perhaps more intriguing, the Key West announcement, the developer's explicit hint for future projects. The update concluded with a cryptic teaser now moving north along the coast where 2 big airports are waiting. So, the logical candidates must be Miami International, even Fort Lauderdale, both directly north of Key West, both massive hubs. I would love to see if someone would do an Opalaka, Miami executive Opalaka. That would just be like happy days. Relive the El Steve Owen Knievo neck of the woods. But yeah, new airports definitely on the way from MK Studios. So, this should be out next week, Key West. I'll definitely be taking a look at it. And more news on that next week. Orbx, another airport we're checking out tonight, Nordheimer Creek Ranch, a native 2024 bus strip with walkable grounds. This looks pretty nice. The transition into 2024 has sparked a demand for scenery that uses the platform's specific capabilities. With a ground level more detailed than ever, many bush pilots yearn to land on a remote location and explore the scenery. Well, Orbx and developer the Attic Flyer Studio have answered the call by publishing Nordheimer Creek Airport. It's a new backcountry destination out in Northern California. The package focuses on the ground experience almost as much as the arrivals. Located near Orleans, the airstrip sits in a deep cut of landscape, and the developer notes that the steep, narrow valley requires careful planning from the pilot. Nerves of steel on this one. We have a video. Quick look at this one. I'm just waiting to see a wild cando pop out of the bushes somewhere, you know? Doesn't it look pretty? So it's another airport we're going to check out this evening. And it's available right now over on Orbx Direct. It's just $8.50. We'll have a look at it here now tonight in a few moments. But great. I love seeing these. Great stuff. Scenery needs to be more than just the airport. I mean, international airports, they're designed for the heavies, the big jets. Great. The smaller stuff, I mean, this is where you can really have fun in the sim. This is where you go exploring. Think adventure, right? So great to see this kind of stuff there. Now, we've seen a massive update over at the FS Add-on Compare website. Version 2 has just rolled out, which adds user accounts and library tracking with this latest update. Finding the best deal on a new airport or aircraft is indeed satisfying, but keeping track of what you actually own across half a dozen different stores can be a headache. Well, FS Add-on Compare have effectively served as a search engine for flight sim pricing for a while now. But with the release of version 2, the developer is expanding the site's scope to help users organize their collections. We've mentioned about this a lot of the time. Wouldn't it be great if there was one central place that would tell you where all your updates are? The most notable change here is a shift from the purely passive tool to one that offers personal accounts. This was a necessary step to introduce My Library, a feature that allows simmers to catalogue their owned add-ons. And for those who have been collecting sceneries since the launch of 2020, well, this solves a specific logistical problem. It's easy to lose track of purchases made on different storefronts, and this new system lets you log where you bought an item and for which simulator version. Once an item is in your library, the site displays an in-library tag while you browse, which helps prevent buying the same scenery twice. Tracking prices or tracking sales and prices beyond cataloguing what you have, the update adds tools for tracking what you want. The new wishlist feature integrates with a notification system. Instead of manually checking prices during big sale events, users can now receive on-site alerts when an item on their list is discounted. The developer has also refined how pricing data is presented. The site now highlights the lowest available price more clearly and calculates the discount percentage based on the historical data. They're tracking the prices throughout, a certain time. The update also attempts to centralize community feedback. While many stores have their own review sections, FS Add-on Compare version 2 introduces its own user ratings. The developer says the goal is to combine these new user scores with ratings from other stores to provide a much broader view of the add-on's quality. Finally, the map interface has seen some practical improvements. It now supports full screen usage and connects with the new account features. You can filter the map to show only the airports you own or the ones you're watching, effectively turning the map into a visual reference for your installed scenery or future shopping list. For those who find themselves constantly switching between stores to check prices or verify purchases, well, this version makes the platform significantly more practical. You can explore the new features and create your own library over on FS Add-on Compare. I will pop this into the chat because this, my friends, is a wonderful, wonderful feature. So do be sure to check it out. Rock and Rimmer is in the chat. 'Tis his creation and it's brilliant. Rock, fantastic stuff with this, buddy. Impressive, impressive work. And you are seriously bringing such a needed solution to the community. So well done. My dude, well done. Lads, check out the website, get yourself signed up, and it'll just make life easier, especially when you want to be looking at adding sceneries or aircraft to your account, or indeed keeping track of what you've bought. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant stuff. So great stuff there from FS Add-on Compare. It's a huge update. So he's putting his creative space to the test. He is, Super Ty, he is. Now, Sim Update 5. Muse fan, thank you very much, you absolute ledge. Sim Update 5 Beta has arrived with a mammoth list of fixes targeting systems and stability. A comprehensive spring cleaning is coming to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. While new aircraft and world updates are always welcome, the community continues to be increasingly vocal about the need for the platform to tighten up the existing systems. Well, Microsoft seems to have answered the call with the release of the first beta, Sim Update 5 version 1.7.6.0, and the scope of this update is again massive. Just as with the first 4 sim updates, the changelog is, well, exhaustive, right? Touching almost every foundational pillar of the sim, from the core physics engine, avionics suites, performance optimization, and career mode progression. It shows that Microsoft Flight Sim team continue to prioritize stability and simulation depth over expansion, a strategy that will likely sit very well with long-time simmers. One of the most significant general improvements in this build is a sweeping pass on navigation logic. And we're not just seeing a patch for one specific GPS unit, the developers have applied updates across the board to Garmin and Collins systems, including that of the G3000, 5000, the ProLine 21, and others. The focus here is largely on VNav. For many simmers, reliable vertical navigation is often the difference between a stressful workload during descent and a smooth, managed arrival. The update aims to smooth out descent paths, which should eliminate some of the erratic behaviour seen in default airliners and the business jets when flying complex stars. It's a back-end change that adds a layer of maturity to the platform's IFR capabilities. Tom is here, good to see you, buddy. Beyond the digital displays, the update also digs into the feel of flight. There's a clear effort here to address legacy frustrations regarding ground handling and aerodynamic fidelity. The changelog points to adjustments in the gear spring constants and also the wheel contact models, targeting the skating sensation that can make taxiing lighter aircraft feel disconnected from the tarmac. That's huge news. Furthermore, the update brings a returning of engine thrust and drag values for key default aircraft, aligning them closer to real-world reference data. It's kind of the under the hood tweaking that's vital for maintaining the sim's longevity. Pretty visuals get people in the door, but believable flight dynamics keep them flying. Performance on the wider world? Well, on the technical side, the beta introduces a long list of optimizations. This is always welcome, of course. The notes specify memory and performance improvements in building generation, particle effects, and how the sim handles NPC aircraft. For those with dense scenery libraries or flying into heavy traffic hubs, these optimizations are critical for maintaining smooth frame rates. Right. Perpetually disappointed. Good morning. Welcome in, buddy. The update also casts a wide net over career and mission modes, fixing progression blockers and logic errors that have left some pilots stuck on the tarmac. Critical advisories before enrolling on the beta. Before you rush to the Xbox Insider, there are 2 operational caveats you need to accept. First, Microsoft say progress on the career mode and challenge league are all part. They don't carry forward. And your live build progress will not transfer over. To compensate, the developers have unlocked all career specializations by default in the test build, effectively giving you a sandbox to test them all out. Also, the most significant risk applies to PC users on the Microsoft Store version. The team has issued a specific warning. If your simulator content is installed in the default path, you may be forced to reinstall the entire sim when you eventually decide to leave the beta. If you have a custom installation path, the risk is significantly lower. However, if you're running a default install, you should weigh the curiosity of testing the new VNav logic against potential headache of 100+ gig re-download. Finally, of course, the entry method has changed. New participants must now register via the Flight Sim website before the beta will appear in Xbox Insider Hub. Also, it's important, if you're using the Sim Update beta, multiplayer flights are not compatible with anyone else outside of that beta. So just, I can't see anyone. If you're on the beta, you won't. Just be aware of that, right? There was other things. I had a look at the release notes. There's other things there. There's a bug that it's just got me every time. When you start the sim, I have to go back into frame gen and bring it back up to like ×4 every time. Even though you save it, it just resets. And this is only the first patch notes of the beta, so we'll see kind of what comes out. But again, it looks like it's another kind of stability update. This is most welcome. Absolutely most welcome. I've always said, like, making the sim as stable and efficient as possible, that's what we need. But what we want. We need it to be stable, and then we can open up kind of features and new things and all the jazz. You know what I mean? No idea yet when the actual Sim Update 5 will be released. It is the first beta. We'll keep our ears out on the official forums to find out what's going on. But great news there. Sim Update 5 beta is in the works. Now, moving over, Tower Sim 3, Just Flight have released their traffic for Tower Sim. Thought this was interesting. Just Flight revealed traffic for Tower Sim 3, a new expansion designed to increase realism and airport activity inside the air traffic control simulator. Traffic, you might have heard before, well, it simulates that of the role of an air traffic controller. It's a standalone simulation outside of Microsoft Flight Sim or X-Plane. It's its own simulator, right? Anyway, Just Flight are popping in over their stuff, their aircraft, liveries, modeling, all that kind of stuff. Just Flight traffic for Tower Simulation will be released tomorrow for about $20. And with that, you get, for Tower Sim, which you have to buy Tower Sim, right? But what you get from Just Flight, all the aircraft, the liveries, ground operations, but also a ton of routes, tons of routes, real world routes. And your job in Tower is to make sure that the flow of the airport is working. You start off doing departures, then you get into approaches, and then you kind of progress your way all the way up to just handling full ATC. I haven't tried this. This is something I need to try. It's from Field Air. The developers Field Air. They do sceneries for Microsoft Flight Sim, and of course, this is their own product, Tower Simulator 3. So I don't know if any of you guys have used it. If so, are you interested in picking up Just Flight's traffic add-on for it? It's pretty cool. Maki says Tower Sim can be challenging. Yep, 100%. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Just because I do know some of the models that are default, they're not accurate models. They're like the Microsoft Flight Sim passive aircraft from 2020. Ah, yes, an A747 300X. Right, just stuff that just didn't make sense. Just Flight do bring an awful lot of fidelity to this, which could be pretty cool. And the list of airports in which you can operate from Tower Simulator is pretty cool. Just Flight traffic is a lot cheaper than the existing real-world livery pack. There you go. Good stuff. Now, news here from FS Elite. They're looking for folks to help them out at FS Weekend, a unique opportunity, well, to join the FS Elite team at Lelystad in just a couple of weeks' time. Now, I was chatting to Callum the other day about this. He says, effectively, we're looking for a couple of community members to join the team at FS Weekend. Basically, they want a bit of help looking after the FS Elite stage, which is a massive, focal point of the entirety of FS Weekend. Announcements, all the kind of stuff happens. And they're just looking for people to kind of help out, right? So what they say is the team also works behind the scenes to make sure things like the FS Elite stage run smoothly, or having people communicate across the show floor, making sure people are organised and in the places that are needed. We work hard and we play hard, a motto I firmly feel speaks volumes about the craft. Being involved as media at these shows is a lot of fun, but it also has great responsibilities. And I think the video below from Flight Sim Expo sums up everything you need to know about who we are and what we do. So there's a video here from FS Elite, all the stuff they do. I mean, they're going around doing interviews, they're meeting with people, they're chatting to people. Lots of stuff goes on here, right? We'll tune that down a little bit. But basically, what they're looking for, they're looking for a dig out. So you'll be instantly welcomed by the FS Elite team. They have people from all corners of the world, each with their own skill, personality, and creative mind. We seek the best of the best, and you'll be able to tap into a team full of amazing experiences. During the weekend, we'll provide you with free tickets to the whole weekend, all the social events, free swag, and more. Ooh, they're going to be giving you all sorts. Also, other surprise and delight items waiting for you too, including free hardware and software vouchers from their partners. You also get the chance to network during the captain's dinner, be part of the team's meals, and enjoy free drinks during the after hours party on Saturday night. So they're looking for people who are either already or planning to go to FS Weekend. They're asking for our team of volunteers to spend about 4 hours across the weekend supporting them either at the stage or with their content producers making incredible things. You'll also be part of various pre-show meetings to get to know the team members and understand your roles and responsibilities a little bit better. If it sounds good, all you need to do is complete the form below. I'll share this link in the chat. As I said, anyone going to FS Weekend, if you'd like to work with FS Elite, well, that is how you do it. 4 hours over the whole weekend. They'll probably look for 2 or 3 hours on a Saturday, an hour on the Sunday, or maybe 2 and 2. Couldn't tell you. But I can tell you the FSLE crew, they're a great bunch of lads. Callum he's just dead sound. And the other lads I've met with FSLE over the years, they're just nice people. They're nice people to hang about with. And pretty cool for learning what's going on behind the scenes as well, you know. So that's from FS Elite. Over to X-Plane news. Real Ops, ground operations for X-Plane 12. Well, it's now available. This is an add-on that kind of brings GSX sort of features into the world of X-Plane 12. Now, it is released. It's, you know, they have a roadmap. It's early. It's very early on. Some feedback has been positive, some not as positive, but definitely the project is moving in the right direction. And what it does, it adds kind of pushback vehicles, ground vehicles, moving passengers, service vehicles, baggage loaders, refueling trucks. Basically GSX for X-Plane, but nowhere near as matured, but also perhaps nowhere near as exciting and aggravating when things just don't work. Right, but it's available there now. It doesn't work with every aircraft, right? There's some profiles already built in there, but it's available for sale right now on their own store, $24.99. I might pick it up. I don't know. I might let this simmer a little bit more, but I do like this coming to X-Plane because you just want to see this stuff come into X-Plane, right? It's we have it in Microsoft Flight Sim. And it does add that kind of layer of fidelity, I think, when it comes to your aircraft on the ramp, you know. Now, staying with X-Plane, X-Crafts, the ERJ family, I don't know if you guys have seen these updates. They haven't released it yet, but there is the ERJ family 2.0 coming to the world of X-Plane, in which it covers the variants, the 135, the 140, the 145, and the 145 XR, and the legacy business jet. More Embraer to shake a stick at. And what I love about this is, well, X-Craft are probably the best in the business when it comes to making Embraer aircraft. I love flying the Lineage 1000, which is absolutely stunning. And this is now the, you know, eagerly awaited update to the E-Jets family. So very much looking forward to these. They've received a massive update, not just visually or with the sounds, but also on the avionics side. I remember looking at some of the videos from X-Crafts talking about, you know, how they actually managed to get the avionics font like to be absolutely on point. On point. It's not even like, yeah, it looks like it. No, that's it. They've actually nailed it. So I'm very much looking forward to this release. And when it comes out, I'll definitely be flying it. The old ERJs are fun to fly. Plus, we have an ERJ on the way. Is that the E-Jets family? It is the E-Jets family. Yes. All by X-Crafts. And as I say, the Lineage 1000, it's gorgeous. It's a stunner. So very much looking forward to all of these on the way. So great news there from X-Crafts. There's a brand new chopper out. Dreamfoil have released their Bell 206, Dreamfoil Creations. It's an early access, they call it, release of the helicopter. If you like your rotary wing aircraft, well, the 206, iconic, right? And it seems to be a fairly deep simulation of this, of the helicopter in X-Plane. Again, the physics are so very different with choppers in X-Plane. Saw Conti fly, was it yesterday Conti was flying this? I think it was yesterday. And it looked like he had a lot of fun in it. So if you like your heli flying, well, you got another option now in X-Plane with the Dreamfoil Creations Bell 206, which is available right now for just under $40 US. And it's an X-Plane 12 native aircraft. Get to the chopper. Pretty cool, right? Now, SayIntentions. We're going to be checking out two things from SayIntentions. We covered this briefly last week, Traffic Plus. And it's you know, they turned it on, Murphy's Law, they turned it on after I had shown it. But basically, anyone who is a partner of SayIntentions, anyone can become a partner. If you're a partner, you've been able to have a look at Traffic Plus. Basically, aircraft that are in traffic injectors, they're using data from ADS-B. They're using data from where aircraft are reporting their position. The problem with that is, well, not everywhere in the world has that information readily available, or it's hard to access it, or aircraft aren't using it in some instances. Meaning that if you're in a location in the world, you mightn't have any traffic. It's not because the software isn't working, it's because there's a genuine lack of data. Traffic Plus aims to fix that. So for example, if you're at an airport, even a well-known airport that has all the data, but you want to fly at like, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, well, there's not much flying at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So the idea being is you turn on Traffic Plus through your pilot's portal, and it starts injecting realistic traffic to keep that airport as busy as it would be as if it was the middle of the day. That's the idea behind this. This entire program is designed to fill the gap between what should be happening versus what data is available. That makes sense? Anyway, they've since rolled it out. 2 partners expected to be there for a little while as they kind of, tease out the bugs and whatnot. But something that we want to look at tonight is that of the runway alert awareness system. Again, this was something that was only available to partners. They've now rolled it out to active members with SayIntentions. And basically what this is, the runway alert awareness or advisory system, right? It provides an audio and visual alert to enhance runway safety by warning pilots of potential runway incursions, incorrect runway usage, and then other runway related stuff. Lunar Hell, good to see you. You might have heard this before.
On runway 296,700 feet remaining.
Right, so it's a lot of avionics are built with this. Other kind of external EFBs have it. ForeFlight have it, for example, right? And of course, there is a program you can buy that'll give you this RAAS system into the gadget, right? Well, SayIntentions have built this and just deployed it straight into your own aircraft, and it'll work with any aircraft because it's audible. It'll work with any aircraft you're flying in, provided you're flying online with SayIntentions. This is pretty cool. Now, in the pilot portal, you can turn things on and off. So if you don't want to be like,
approaching runway 28 right,
you can turn stuff off, like approaching runway notifications or on runway notifications. Now, there is a small delay, but not much. I haven't experienced much. I think like once I was already on the runway and she said, you're approaching runway 28. But like, they're so few and far between, I didn't even raise it as a bug and I haven't seen it since. Your approach can be done and also takeoff. Now with RAAS, the real world RAAS, there's a lot more that can be added into that, right? But what SayIntentions have included is kind of the essential bits that you need. Stuff that's really handy. And who knows where this might go. This might go into additional taxiways. Because you can approach the runway and it's giving us runway, taxiway, takeoff. If you're on the taxiway, you up and get off it, right? But maybe there's scope in this that can now start moving you towards while you're on taxiway, right? And who knows where this could go to? Maybe the RAAS system can give you progressive taxi, take the next left, taxiway, bravo. Who knows where this can go? But the good news is it's now been released to as I said, to subscribers, all SayIntentions subscribers, and it does add that extra little bit of immersion and realism to your day-to-day flying. Some aircraft had this fitted with it as default. It came with its own, right? But now this will work with any aircraft. Any of them. Default, third party, it doesn't care. This will work with any aircraft, and it's all part of it. So in order to grab this, go into your pilot portal, go to settings, scroll down to RAAS, and this is where you can turn things on and off. Also, if you're wondering, SayIntentions have been spending a lot of time on their app, and they've pushed pretty much all the heavy lifting settings over to the web portal. So I would recommend keep your SayIntentions pilot portal, put it in one of your favorites or assign it maybe to your Stream Deck. So you click of a button, you're in, because this is where you can go about changing stuff. Your cabin crew, for example, who do you want on your intercom channels? Traffic injection, if you want to turn things on or off. You can even go along and tidy up the app UI. You can hide certain things you don't want to see, condensing the app of what it might look like. Then you can go into realism, where you can get, if people are always saying to me, oh, they're doing it wrong. Well, you have a lot of options if you go into the realism settings of SayIntentions, and you have to look at this, right? There are some kind of quality of life creature comforts like auto-tune standby frequency, auto-tune the transponder, right? Lock runway assignments to SynBrief, right? This is a huge thing. People will often say, I filed a flight on SynBrief, I loaded into SayIntentions, and I wanted runway 36, but SayIntentions gave me 18. Now, In the real world, ATC will always overrule what we see in our sim brief. However, you have the option to lock the runway assignments to what you have filed. Now, if you do that, it might conflict with the traffic. It might, may not. They're letting you know, hey, this might conflict. But you still have the option. ATC will follow what it is that you have filed, right? Jared is here. Good to see you, buddy. Fancy UI. Fancy. Also, then we can go into the handoffs. Clearance to ground handoffs inside the US. So if you turn it off, ATC will not give you the frequency to the ground controller after you're done with clearance. If you're in the US, this tends to be realistic. Or they might just say, contact ground when ready for push. They mightn't say anything. You just get your clearance. Or you can turn it on and they'll give you the frequency for ground after you're done with your clearance. So read back correct, contact ground 118.7. This kind of stuff, right? Then you have ground to tower handoff and then departure frequency on climb. Again, all the different handoffs that if you're saying, hang on, that's wrong. They're giving you now the options to kind of, you make it, you tell us what's done the way it is where you are. Especially in relation to handovers. Communication, so you can say nobody is listening. I have this turned off, which is realistic. If you transmit on an invalid frequency, ATC will not announce nobody's listening. If you're just trying to learn say intentions, well, I'd say turn it on, because if you're transmitting, dullest control, they'll come back to you to say, there's no one there. Oh, I'm on the wrong frequency, right? Then you have other stuff, comm history, phraseology, mouse overs. Comm history provides mouse over tips about the meaning of the phrases and the messages, where you can mouse over it and you can actually now see what do they mean by this. It'll break down what ATC are trying to tell you, right? Logolite says, Murph, I'm loving say intentions, but I feel like it dulls the overall aircraft sounds and other external environment effects. Any nuggets of wisdom? So you feel like it dulls the other, so as in it's too loud logo, is it? You have to turn down your sound. So you have a couple of options, right? The Murph way, if you wanted to, you can auto duck it. There's ducker stuff in there in your settings, and you can actually set it up as a sound profile. So it'll turn everything else behind it down a little bit in your settings, right? Or you can just make sure say intentions is broadcasting on a different audio device, maybe just your headphones. Or if you have your sim, for example, if you tell your simulator to run off your Realtek speakers, even though you don't have speakers, right? And then you specifically tell say intentions to run on a headphone, you've now split the audio channels. You can technically have two sliders now, be it virtual or real, that you can tune and move the volume up or down. Failing all of that, inside of the app you've loads of options itself. Where are we here? Diddloo. So I'll show you this briefly. Come hither. There's an update. We won't grab it just yet because I just want to show you this thing. So if we go over to here to our options, and if we go into a headset, see the way we have our comm and cabin audio outputs, we can say, well, look, put these onto a certain device. And if you're unsure what devices you have, if you grab something like, what's that program called, lads? It's Banana something. It's like a free digital mixer. You know the one I'm talking about? That can actually create virtual output devices for you that you can actually route your audio to virtual devices. And then you have virtual sliders to control those devices. It's mad. Banana something it's called. Some of the musos will know what it is. Voice meter. Frozen Gamer. He's a Frozen Gamer. Voice meter, for example. You could install voice meter, it's free, and then you could create virtual sound outputs, and then you could route your say intentions to one of those, or your sim, route one of those to these virtual outputs. Wavelink has it as well. Elgato Wavelink has it as well, 100%. But this is where your volumes are. And you have other things as well, right? So your intercom stuff, which are important to your pilot. These are all your different. Winamp is another one. Brilliant. Winamp is another one. Voice meter, that's the one. But you get the idea, right? So if you find that your ATC isn't loud enough, or it's too loud, yes, you have control from inside the application itself. But I think if you really want to dial it further, set it and forget it. Look at voice meter. And then, you know, your sim then can say, well, I'm going to put me sound output on this device, go into SayIntentions, I'm going to put it onto that device. And suddenly then in your little mixer, you have two little sliders, or you can bind them to buttons on your keypad, on your Stream Deck, or on your keyboard as a hotkey. Brilliant. Brilliant. Right? So, you should have a ton of options there. Hopefully that helps. There's other things you can do with Voicemeeter. You can do auto ducking, where if one frequency comes alive, it drops the other one. Right? You can do all these things. So it's try that one out, Logo, and let me know how you get on. All right? So there's some of the options. We showed you this as well. You have, you know, before takeoff, click buttons, right? For those who didn't want to be speaking to ATC, well, here's your click buttons. They're actually on the screen itself. Right, that'll do all these things. See the way it's showing me, you know, the TAMS feature. Am I on the right frequency? It's highlighted red. You're not on that. You need to be on that frequency. You know what I mean? So like they're doing great things here for helping out the users. But again, if you spend just a little bit of time in the pilot portal, I would say the vast majority of potential issues or nuances that you're having can be solved just by going in here and play around with them. You'll find your own kind of profile to this, right? Comms, that's grand. Sequencing, ATC, expect your descent soon. So you could be flying along, and next thing, you know, you can start descending in about 15 to 20 minutes. Now, that's nice to know, right? Some ATC controllers will tell you that in the real world. Not many. They usually tell you there's a delay, or they tell you to drop now. But you can have this on or off. Again, it's just brilliant. Disable shortcut vectoring. Now, that's usually on. ATC, you'll rarely fly a full approach. They'll cut you across. That keeps it on your toes. Then you have the odds of being put on a hold on arrival. ATC can turn around and say, get into a hold. The next thing, what? Right? Then you have this new one, the ATC character mode. On or off. It's realistic. ATC isn't always as formal in real life. There's a bit of character to it, right? They're adding more to it. We had to listen to this before. There were the new voices they were adding. Do you remember you had the controller kind of, okay. You did a bit of character behind them, right? And then the famous pilot deviations. Make sure you have that turned off. Unless, of course, you want to be told you are in breach of the Bravo airspace, leave immediately and report when ready to copy a number. Ah, no! Right, you can turn that off or on, depending on what you want to do. These are just some of your realism settings. And SayIntentions adds stuff to this. They think, we could have an option for that. And next, poof, it just appears, right? Other stuff for your cabin crew, again, you may not be aware of this. You can have your cabin crew announcements on or off, right? We know with our virtual airlines, we can actually upload our own templates. And when you fly for the virtual airline, you have access to those sounds. Pretty cool, right? But you also have cabin crisis. Did you know that you have cabin crisis? We flew, remember Sarah? So we flew with this before. The cabin crew will report an issue during the flight. The odds of a crisis in each flight. And if you go to the SayIntentions flight tracker, you can actually see if there's a cabin crisis on any aircraft, and you can listen in. Hey, what's going on with this now? You know, your man is having a, you know, he's been in the jacks for the last 6 hours and it smells like fear. Oh no! Right. But you can kind of mess around with this sort of stuff as well. And there's an FAQ all about cabin crisis. Again, you can do certain things on SayIntentions that you just can't do on live ATC networks, like declaring an emergency. I was absolutely gobsmacked a couple of weeks back. Just for the sheer crack of it, I started squawking. I think it was 77. I can't remember what I squawked, but ATC jumped on to say, we've noticed you're squawking this. Is everything okay? Or, you know, if you can't, we can't hear you, but if you can hear us, vector this way, we'll clear any runway for you. It was like, oh my God, like I didn't interact with them. I just changed the squawk code. It picked it up. It was very immersive. It was very, very cool. And again, you walk away from your flight sim with a new experience going, yeah, it's kind of cool. It's mad, right? It's mad. Brilliant. Anyway, there's other stuff in here. The RAAS, as I said, SkyOps, you can create your own missions. We looked at this before. The virtual airline stuff is in there as well. And then we got some other miscellaneous bits and bobs. Spend a bit of time inside the pilot portal. You're able to really craft, you know, a very user bespoke experience. It's well worth it. Just spend a little bit of time in there, have a look at it. And if you're wondering why are they calling me this call sign? Well, make sure, go into your settings, make sure, you know, your aircraft call sign. And you can actually, like, you've drop downs, right? So it'll save different call signs depending on what flight it is you want to do. You know what I mean? So play around with that and just have fun with it. Have fun with it. Again, there's a 24-hour free trial with SayIntentions, and they've also changed the subscription models. So, you know, you're not locked in for 12 months if you don't want to be. So check it all out, lads. They are doing amazing things, really good things. Check it out. And feedback is vital. If you're not happy with something or something doesn't work out the way the way it was supposed to, let them know about it. The last thing SayIntentions want is for a user to have an experience that wasn't enjoyable, right? Wasn't to what they want shown. They need to know about it so they can fix it. Or if they can't fix it, well, they'll come up with a workaround. They need that information. It's vital, right? Vital. But anyway, you can also set up profiles for different aircraft. Exactly. So you're in a GA aircraft, there's no cabin crew. There could be a tour guide, but then you're in your airliner, there's no tour guide, but you have a cabin crew. You know what I mean? You can set up profiles as well. So that's the news this week from SayIntentions, the runway alert advisory system. It's just it's applying the finer polish on top of an already excellent system. Do you know? If you have any questions on SayIntentions stuff, hit me up on Discord after. We have an area on our Discord where we can chat about SayIntentions. If you're just not sure about it or you want to give it a go, it's cool, lads. It just is. It is cool. Right. Now, moving on. That was it. So Traffic Plus, and we'll look at more stuff then next week. So back into the sim. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with the Boeing 737-6 from PMDG. And we're also at an airport here as well. So the 737-6, the cheapest of the high fidelity PMDG range. It looks cold where we are. It is cold where we are. So in terms of the model, yes, it is indeed wider than it is long. Which kind of gives it a mad look, I gotta say. It's kind of cool looking, right? And Jesus, some of the deliveries that we get, they're from the PMDG Operations Centre. I'm waiting on a Janet Airlines one for 2024. Then we'll do some Janet operations. You know what I mean? Very pretty. Now we'll jump inside in the cockpit or into the flight deck. And it's a 737. You don't need to worry more about it. What I have noticed, so let's see, we'll go, and the sounds,
Jesus.
right? So we'll get some life in here. What I've noticed off the bat, turn these on. What I've noticed off the bat is, oh no, is it working now? It's working now. My wind control stuff was working, but it wasn't giving me the screens. Now it's giving me the screens. Now where's my auto throttle disconnect? That's the landing gear. Right, it's working. It's 100% working now. This is great. This wasn't working earlier on. I was like, I was going to go Moby flight. But just to let you know, I use the wind control glare shield, which is the pilot for autopilot or panel for autopilot, the EFS stuff, the full Boeing setup. It's all here in front of me, and it works out of the box with the 737-600. I can move dials, press buttons, do all the devil stuff, auto throttle, arm, disconnect, and you can hear the mag switch here in front of me flick. No, there's no refunds. So all of this works. The whole shebang works, right? So what do we have with a 737-6? Well, yeah, same cabin, just a little bit smaller, right? Lots of bright lights here. The new sounds have been included, which is awesome. FMC is coming up to life. We'll go ahead and put some power into this, Betsy. Sounds are absolutely brilliant. Turn off that probe. Yacht dampener not worried about. Galley power is on.
Oh, Jesus.
Seatbelts on. Logo on. Lights are looking good. Screens are coming to life, right? And what I'll do, I'll just fire up the old APU and the engine just to give you an idea of the sound, right?
Dougal, have you been drinking? I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'm not going to configure the aircraft for takeoff. I just want to give you an idea. What you've seen me fly on Thursday nights on VATSIM, you're getting the very same here for half the price. Or, you know, if you had it in 2020 and, you know, you didn't want to upgrade to the 800, right? This is a €14 or $14 upgrade. That's a couple of cups of coffee. That's in line with what I expected the 800 to be. But alas, it wasn't. Anyway, let's see what happens here. APU. Have a listen to the sounds. And like people say to me that like the new sounds from Echo 19, like they're excellent. The new sounds and the PMDG stuff, it's excellent, right? Duga says, sadly, it's a no-go for VATSIM due to so many WASM crashes. That's a real pain in the ass. Let's see if I can replicate it. I haven't got a WASM crash yet, but I'm not saying it won't happen. It could happen, right? Let's see here now. We're going to, let me see, APU, gens on, lead on. Get these guys on. We're going to disconnect the ground power and put on the parking brakes. Disconnect the chocks. Doors closing. And we're actually going to power up the aircraft to give you an idea of the, just to hear it. Okay, engine 2 spooling. Papa Justify, take it easy. FMC edits are the issue. That's a pain in the ass, man. Engine startup sounds. Like, WASM is a container built to allow people code their aircraft so they can operate with inside of the Xbox. It's a container, nothing more. 777 was the same for ages. Any idea what fixed it, Dougal? WebAssembly, isn't it? That's it. Okay, one spooling. Jump outside. Again, the sounds are just good. Absolutely brilliant. Okay. APU off. Now, RAAS should work, I'm hoping. If I turn this on, you'll hear the runway alert. Okay. Anti-collision light, wheel light, taxi light. Flaps. We know who to blame, right? Okay, we'll have a listen to see if RAAS turns on, right? Off the brakes. Now this plane will scream at me. She's not configured for takeoff yet. But you get the idea, right? IRS is nothing's aligned, but we should still get RAAS. I'm hoping we get RAAS. We'll have a listen. All the snow here, that's awesome, isn't it?
Approaching runway 34.
Pretty cool. So an intersection departure, probably not a good idea. We'll taxi up here. We'll back taxi left. Alright, taxi out. Yeah, it's 600. It's a class little plane. Yeah, it has a gravel kit. Yeah. I think. E-tops, chill battery. Standby instruments. Yaw damp gauge. Performance short field, auto probe, flight test. No, it doesn't have a gravel kit. Auto ignition. Wi-Fi.
On runway 34 remaining. 8,200 feet.
Alright, so that's RAAS working in the background. Pretty cool, right? Now this will probably scream going for takeoff. 60%. Toga. Airspeed alive.
On runway 34 remaining. 7,900 feet.
Jesus.
Now we've no V speeds, but I just want to show you the airplane, right? Yepsy daisy. It's half the price of the 800. And it's a rocket. Isn't it only cool, isn't it? Flaps coming in. Couldn't tell you how high we have to go to break out of the clouds, but you get the idea. There we go. It's getting brighter. That's a good sign. We hope. I flew the 736 more than any other variant in 2020, says Gibbo. Yeah, man, it's nuts. Like, when you did that video, Gibbo, remember you're like half the price for everything. I remember you're saying no sun visors. This has sun visors now. right? And the pressurization kit is in it. Like, 'tis all there, like. It's absolutely savage. You know what I mean? And noise cancelling headphones, you say? How do we access them? Now, touch wood, we don't get friggin' bosom crashes, but you get the idea, right? Left side of the cockpit. A click spot? Click on the actual headphones. Noise cancellation. Not deadly, isn't it? That's brilliant, man. I mean, look at it. So if you're thinking about getting yourself into the PMDG lineage, well, this is how you do it. 35 quid, or if you had it in 2020, $14. It's a no-brainer, lads. And it's a cool jet. Like, this is a cool jet. Deadly, isn't it? Okay, that's how we die. But anyway, you get the idea, right? It's a freaking rocket ship, this thing. But anyway,
Look at this big Aegis.
you get the idea. You get the idea, right? It's very, very good. Not many operators left, yeah. Very cool jet. Lauda operated it. Of course, Scandinavian operated it. A handful of carriers. Air China operated it. It's a lovely jet. So that is the 737-6. My recommendation is just get it. It's worth it, right? How is Murphy doing the flyby? Chase plane, the Great Hadoken, chase plane. So next up, lads, we're checking out this scenery, and this one is from iniBuilds. Kittilä Airport, located deep within the Arctic Circle in the Finnish Lapland. Kittilä Airport serves the main gateway of one of Europe's most iconic winter destinations. Nestled amongst vast forests, frozen lakes, and snow-covered fells, the airport connects the remote north of Finland with the rest of Europe, especially during the busy winter and ski seasons, when challenging weather and low light conditions define everyday operations. It's a handcrafted scenery, delivering an authentic and highly detailed recreation of the airport and its surroundings. The Arctic environment, from the modern terminal and apron layout to the distinctive Lapland atmosphere shaped by snow, ice and polar lighting, every element has been carefully designed to provide a deeply immersive experience true to real-world operations. You can fly commercial jets, winter tourists, operating charter flights in the harsh Arctic conditions, or even departing in general aviation aircraft to explore the endless wilderness of Lapland. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. This is available over on the iniBuilds website. It's about €13.80 plus tax, right? So it works out at about probably $20, just under it. So we'll start out over here and have a look at some. Where's my mouse? Oh dear. Oh Jesus. What was it doing over there? Right, here's my mouse. And we'll come over here and just kind of check out the place, shall we? Quokka's here, good to see you. Okay, so from the road, these beautiful signs. Kittila, experience Finnish Lapland. And you get, well, are they deer, reindeer, caribou? Oh, there. But they're cool. Got the roadway going in, some signage. It looks very nice. Got a garage for all your fueling needs. I mean, I imagine there's a Skoda. Ah, jeez. Ah, brilliant. There's a Skoda in the scene. This is great news. But you get the idea, right? Landside stuff. You got people kind of hanging around and, you know. I love the decorations and that. Look at that, man. Very nice. It's a big old spot, this, isn't it? Rumble over here now on the air side. There's no one owning a code at this airport, I'm telling you. We do have interiors. Security. Come on, it's totally safe. We'll rumble in. What's over there? Oh, we'll rumble in here. It's a nice little terminal. It's a small little airport, like. Do you know? There's a polar bear. Looks nice, this, doesn't it? I love seeing all the signage. Jeez, they fly to Dublin. Look, Jet 2. Come to Finland. Yeah. Polar bears. Particularly friendly polar bears. Yeah, this is pretty nice. There's Jemima happy out, look. Very good. Now, if you saw him outside, would you be right? Ah! You'll never guess what, lads. There's a polar bear outside. Up into the tower. Tower's modelled. Nice.
Oh, Jesus.
This is pretty cool. Jet 2 don't come into Dublin. No, but it could be flown by someone else though, Kieran. You know what I mean? Oh, hang on, it's the same, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so that's modelled. All that interior is modelled. It's a huge interior, actually, isn't it? Very nice. Now, I don't know, is this live weather? There's live. Oh, look at the snow, look. Oh, that's deadly. Right, so, yeah, tons of snow on the buildings now. And the cars. Oh, yeah, that's much better. Oh, cool, look at that machine. How did we miss this? Yeah, the PMDG, it's only available over on the PMDG website. Hello. That's awesome. Anyone named the jet? There's a bear. A wild bear crap in the what? Look, there's a bear. A Saab Draken. It's pretty cool looking, isn't it? Okay, other stuff around the airport. Got hangars and buildings, service. Tons of vehicles. Tons. Snow plows. Enough snow plows to bait the band. Military side. Interesting. Okay. Military hangar. Okay, so it's a shared military base as well, or at least it was. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? Here's more of it. That's pretty cool. So you're pretty much in the middle of nowhere. What you like at night time, lads? I'm glad you asked. Let's go nighttime. Ooh. iniBuilds with their lighting, man. It's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that. Jesus. That's very pretty, lads, isn't it? Decorations on the tower. Look at the friggin' icicles on the tower, look. That's awesome. Yeah, the night lighting here is superb. Kyle is here, good to see you. Come on, buddy. The night lighting is actually very good here. That's deadly, isn't it? What's it like on the land side? Ah, yeah, that's class. That, lads, is very, very pretty. Well done, iniBuilds. What a class airport in the middle of nowhere. What do you think, lads? Looks good, doesn't it? Looks very nice. We'll have to oh, look at that with the street lamps. We'll have to, oh, that's done very well with the road, look. And then your approach into the runway. No center lighting, that's interesting. The Pappy's work. This would be a challenging spot now to put in like the Transall or something, you know? So, iniBuilds Kittilä, or Kittilä I think it's pronounced, airport. It's available right now. I highly recommend this one, lads. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. And like, on a clear day, which I imagine are few and far between in this part of the world, right? It's in a nice location. It's in Finland, northern Finland. Pretty cool. Right, we move on. Next up, we're going to go to... we've 2 more airports to check out, lads. So let me see what we can do here. We'll stop at the 7-3 and we'll load in with the... whatchamacallit. We'll just load in with something random here because we're not looking at more aircraft now. We're purely looking at... whatchamacallit. We're just looking at... Are we going to the 172? Configure. Why is it every time I have to do this? Bottom. Bum 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 bum. Don't crash now, Sim. You know, you've been sound up until this point. My library is taking a minute to load, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to crash, isn't it? Oh no, it's in. Jesus, we're lucky. Now, will it load this for me, though? Yes, it did. Will it load this and crash? No, a 172, Murph. Yes. Right, what's disabled? Why are you disabled? And was that the right one? I want to enable the 2020 variant. Enable that. Yes. We're doing science. Don't you worry now for a minute. Please wait while your items are being added. I thank you very much. Did it work is the question. Really? It won't load my plane. Why does it do this? We'll try it again. $172. Okay. 172. Air traffic we want. Base content. Don't want. More info. Can't disable that one. Right. Skyhawk is disabled. 2020 version is working. 2020 needs to be enabled. Why can't I... Oh, jeez. We'll get there eventually, lads. Why can't we enable that? Installed. Streamed. Disabled. Yes, well, that's what we want. Why won't the 2020 plane load? More options. No, we don't want to disable it. That says disabled. Why is that disabled? We've all the time in the world. I don't know why that's not working. That should just load the aircraft now because it's streamed. Do. Yeah, I thought I did disable the 2024 version. Aha! It works! Right, where are we going? YBMA. Ah, brilliant. Departure. Yankee, Bravo, Mike, Alpha. Do. Right. It's all working out, lads. There's no reason to be alarmed.
Yes.
It's Toshi's grand. Get in there now, just into you. About 12 o'clock in the day. And that'll do nicely. Let's see what happens. So, Mount Isa serves as the primary aviation gateway to northwest Queensland. We saw this on the trailer. So it's 31 Australian. Is this one, right? Me old WB sim. But how did you get it working in flights in 24? It took... Shut up with you. It took friggin' ages, lads. But it's working. The WB sim Cessna in 2020, legendary stuff. I'll tell you how I did that some other day. But anyway, most importantly, we're here to check out its scenery. Can you still download it? No, I don't think so. If you already have it, you're laughing. And then there was like a couple of patch files needed to make the thing work, right? But it does work. I mean, if you have it, it works. You need a bit of jiggery pokery, but it does work, right? And it flies superbly well. It's just better than this is still better than the default Cessna. You know what I mean? Hey, Margin is here. Good to see you, bud. Happy Wednesday, man. We were checking out all things SayIntentions a few moments ago. But anyway, this airport, Mount Isa Airport, sound like an Australian. I can't do an Australian accent, but if I did, they wouldn't like it. So we have the Royal Flying Doctor Services. Ooh. Queensland section. This is pretty nice. Ooh, got an ambulance, got that hangar. Look at that. Now that's pretty cool, isn't it? Everyone was saying, oh Lord, that Murph is at it again. What will he break this week? That's savage. Look at the freaking... Right. We've no need for things like that, of course, in Ireland. It's too shagging cold. But anyway, right, what do we have here? Beautiful textures, airside logistics. So they were saying that the tower, there's no longer a tower here. It's disused, and you can kind of see by the look of it, yeah, it ain't used, right? The old beacon light on top of it. The old equipment inside, that's kind of class looking, isn't it? Oh yeah, that's pretty class. Did I get Traffic Plus behaving in the end? I did. I didn't do it on the stream now tonight. But yeah, I know I did. We were checking out RAAS tonight. But yeah, it was like, Murph, go ahead and try that. I will. And then, Murph, yeah, did you try that? Because we didn't turn it on. Wait, what? But anyway. But yeah, all is working. All is working. Custom weather socks. See the VOR. Nice. And then the region that we're at, there's there's factories and mines and all the jazz. Look. Like, Jesus, look at this. Look at the area we're in. So one of the main uses of the airport is to bring, you know, workers out to this mine. That's pretty cool looking, isn't it? Cool. Jeez, it's just deep too. Okay, so around the airport then, it's a base for the Royal Flying Doctor Service. We also have a heli down here. Life flight. That's a pretty chopper. Why do you need the flying doctors in Australia? Because they have a range the size of the island. Yeah, it's because it's so big. It's so large. Royal Flying Doctor Service. Life flight. So there's like the offices. Looks like we have additional hangars here as well. So that's probably like the maintenance buildings, look. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool, lads. And of course it operates general aviation. There's a TBM maintenance facility here, look. That's pretty cool. Got some T hangars, kind of general aviation. Helipads. Got the fuel depot. Let's ramble over here to the entrance. Oh, that's pretty cool, look. Welcome to Mount Isa. We have signage. They use helis for cattle ranching, 100%. Yeah, this is pretty cool, lads. I gotta say, I like this. The layout here is very nice. It's an unusual day with weather. There's thunderstorms and everything in the area. Quite nice though, isn't it? All the utes. Jesus. There's a man about to cross. Jesus, the detail on the characters is quite good. Here's a fella talking on his phone. Yes. Yeah, so WB Sim, they shut down the project for WB Sim. Don't look so sad, missus. It mightn't happen. Right now, can we go? We can. Interiors, look. So they kind of stopped the product for 2020. Now, if you bought it, you can kind of make it work in 24, and it does work really, really well. But I don't think, unless they want to make it available, I've no idea. I don't know many of the lads who are developing it. Howard might know. Howard wrote the manual for it. Do you know? Oh, this is fairly well detailed, isn't it? There's a man. People waiting. Jays, go to the wall. People waiting. What's your man looking up? He's about to buy something from Orbx, look. Brilliant. Jesus, she seems very overly dressed, doesn't she? We used to know one of the lads that worked on it too. Surprised they shut it down. Yeah. It was awesome, man. The weather has just changed outside. Jeez, I'm well impressed with the interior here. This is pretty cool. It's very well done. So we've access to outside from in here. We left via the front door. Right? What's on the screen? It's awesome. Commonwealth of Australia. Oh, there's lovely details here, lads. This is class. So if we're arriving, then we come in this door, is it? Ah, yes. Where the outback lives. There's a man with a red jumper. Greetings! Mount Isa. Oh, this is really nice. And just kind of generic car parking and all the jazz. Okay, what's it like at night time? Ooh. Yeah, maybe Howard might know, because I know Howard knew the lads, because he wrote the manual for them. It's a shame to see it not brought into 2024. There's the rain. Oh, jeez, look at the textures with the rain, look. Ah, would you come on out of it? Look at this. This is gorgeous. Beautiful. We did 777. We surely did. There's the detail here is staggering. Oh, cool. Oh, that's the back of the maintenance hangar. Ah. Ah, to be fair, that is deadly looking, lads. Look at that. Hey, Captain Neat, good to see you. That is terribly realistic looking, isn't it? Look at that. That's gorgeous, man. Textures are really on point as well. They've done a great job. So, Mount Isa from Orbx. I'm very much impressed by this, lads. This is absolutely brilliant. Here's somewhere else we need to fly now. Definitely for the Royal Flying Doctors. We just need to get like a high fidelity King Air and we're absolutely laughing. You know what I mean? Lovely airport though. And like the detail, the amount of detail here is staggering. It's done very, very well, isn't it? Right, we've one left. Let us go and see. So our last destination for tonight is Charlie Alpha 107 over to California. Easy. Ramp small. Is that a runway? Ramp small. Oh, the sim is doing sim things. Time of day, bring it down. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this one, Nordheimer Creek Ranch. Deep in the rugged Klamath Mountains near Orleans, California, lies a hidden gem waiting for the boldest aviators. The creek isn't just an airstrip, it is a test of skill, nerves, and precision. Well, Jesus, this looks nice. What's with the shocking weather look? I don't know. Although in the rain, it doesn't that look absolutely gorgeous. Oh, man. Ah, lads, look at the state of this. This is very pretty. Isn't it? Very atmospheric. Now there's bits of snow here, that's why we're looking at, well, you know, snow. Jeez, look at the views. Oh, heck yeah. Right, we'll make a summertime. As much as I like the old, the winterscape, let's just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Oh. Now we're talking. Look at this. Test of skill, you say? Yeah, it looks mad. Got a little polytunnel. Interesting. Can't say I've ever seen a polytunnel in winter or in the sim. Same bird in summer as winter. Ah, he's having to go with the birds now. Alright, this is all about checking out the place. Can you smoke them? I mean, you can. Ah, look at the lovely tractor. Ah, brilliant. It's Bob. His name is Bob. Oh, this is terribly nice. Pathways, look. Ah, lads, this is what it's all about. Sceneries that you can just go for a ramble around in. You know what I mean? That alone is buy. Yeah, it's a tractor. Yeah. Look at the low. Oh, jeez, we can do fishing here. Pond fishing. You know. We can go for the swim. Up, splodge. The good news is it's not deep. Right, get out of the water. Yep. I'm liking this. Mr. Minimite says, did you say, yeah, CA 107? It's 8. It's about €8. It's 14 Australian dollars. So it's about 8 quid, this scenery. It's very pretty. Loving the details here. Look at the location, lads. Look at that backdrop. Look. Jesus. That's stunning, isn't it? With the right sound effect now, I mean, shut your eyes and you're just there. No. 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 Jesus, I've no music for this. There you go. I mean, shut your eyes, lads, and you're dead. Well, no, keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open.
I've said it many times, I know. I would change my ways, I know for sure. When all the crows decide to meet, they settle down beneath my feet.
The old Toyota Hilux.
I've got it right and I got it wrong, but I learned my lesson hanging on. Come sit here with me by the fire and let it go for a little while. So be here as the night starts falling. Let my fingers walk over your head. We got nothing to be scared of. I'd rather be with you than by myself.
Jesus. Now that's pretty. Excuse me.
When I was young, I thought control would lead me to an ending road.
Like, that's proper challenging to get in there, look.
Heavy metal seemed to be
There's your runway.
the only thing that was for me. And I saw the angels coming down.
We got more down here.
And they sang a song, they sang it loud. And I still remember parts of it. And the yellow glorious will. Won't you be my guide and let me follow? Can I hold your hand for old time's sake? And all this time you waited for me. Little did we know, I guess it's fate. Now all is in our hands. All is in our hands.
That is absolutely stunning.
All is in our hands.
Isn't it fab? We follow the track. All right. That's the end of the track. This is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? There's happy little trees all over the place. Yeah, isn't it great to see? Ah, well done. It's an absolutely fantastic, it's a fantastic scenery. To be fair, right? You know, pitch that now for a second. We need to. We're going to have to. We're going to have to, lads. Right, Betsy. Let's see what happens here. Parking brake is on. Fuel shut-off valve. Mixture. Prop open. Battery. Fuel pump. Beacon. Clear prop. Battery shagged. Unshag the battery. Clear prop again. Be Jesus. Right. To infinity and beside, friends. Easy now. She'll be alright. Nothing to see here now. Oh yes, this is going to be absolutely brilliant. I've just crashed into the shagging house. Back her up there, Finton. Nothing to see, nothing to see. Back it up there now. I've just realised with the WB Sim Cessna, you have to let the shagging thing warm up. We could be here for a moment. Nothing to see. We added a little reverser to this machine. It is brilliant. Right. Unpush me plane. Okay this. And okay that. Lots of flaps. Right, let's see what happens here, right. Can we take off and land successfully without dying? I mean, listen. It's a very Jesus, it's a short runway. Okay, Betsy. Off the brakes. To infinity. And hopefully beyond. Oh, Jesus. Come on, Betsy. Airspeed not. Oh no, Jesus! This is a terrible bad idea. Up, up. Oh, come on! Oh no! No! Jesus! Then. Ooh. Right. Well, on that bombshell, friends, we're going to leave it here because that Cessna was just never getting off the ground. I had flaps, but now I've shagged it. Me prop looks like a boomerang and there's a fire. There's a fire here in the creek. We have ruined the beautiful background of nice things. No! Look, listen. It's grand, right? It's a simulation. Yes. Therefore, we can just fix things. No.
Dougal, have you been drinking?
Listen.
I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
Any aircraft you can crash on takeoff. I mean, you know. Yeah, there goes me interview with the Royal Flying Doctors. So, it says here to Don Murphy, you invented flying. That's right.
In a glass case of emotion.
Is there any, footage of you flying? Yes.
Can I get a refund?
No, you can't shag off. Listen, not going to happen to anyone. Well, listen, the main thing is it's a challenging airport. Yes. I think thinks it might be better suited to high performance airplanes or helicopters. Yes. Be grand. Be totally fine. Looks like you could use some Royal Flying Doctors. You're right. Yes. Anyway, not high performance, just high lift. Yeah. Yeah, that's the ticket. Right, I'm going away now to hide myself in shame. But Bocelli is here for 46 months. It's smoking. Thank you very much indeed, Bocelli. Cheers, buddy. It's a good job you weren't in your motion rig in VR. Could you imagine? Right. Brilliant. Right, lads, anyway, that'll do it for today. We're back tomorrow at 1100 Zulu time for our flight school. And what we're doing tomorrow, if you want to know how to fly like me, I mean, just look at the result. Well, tomorrow we're going to be going through, what are you typing? Shag off! You're doing it again! What we're doing tomorrow is a full configuration setup guide of Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. The controls and the options and the gizmos and gadgets that I use. And then we're also going to be doing some VOR navigation when I spend the entire night fixing this airplane to get it ready to fly tomorrow. Then tomorrow night, we're doing the first of a brand new VATSIM series. We're going to be flying out of Dublin to Brussels. Ooh, to have some Belgian beer. It's going to be very nice. So, lads, I want to thank you all so very much indeed for tuning in. We checked out a fair bit tonight. We had the PMDG 737-6, Kittila from iniBuilds, a beautiful Finnish airport. Then we checked out Mount Isa. And then finally here at the Nordheimer Creek Ranch, which now has a shagged Cessna as part of the scenery, and that's what we'll remember as well. I'll remember as well. And if you're new to the area, buy the camper van. You got something interesting to look at. We think of everything, we really do. So right, Jesus, then we'll leave it there. But thank you all so very much indeed. Just remember, I do the stupid things, so you don't have to. Brilliant. Right, hang your head in shame, Murphy. You are a disaster. Brilliant. Lads, thank you all so very much indeed. We'll see you tomorrow at 1100 Zulu with more of this, but less of that. Until then, you take care. Engines are now off. I've just killed the mixture. Right? Watch this. Mags are off. Feather boat props. My engines are now completely off, right? And I'll know they're completely off because I'm going to keep an eye on the props. They will just stop, right? Engine 1 stopped. Engine 2 stopped. That's the sound I should hear. This is the sound I do hear. What? What are you doing? Do you know what I mean? We need to clip this. Hey, Coronado, Microsoft and Asobo. 3 lads walk into a bar. This is how the sound should be. I've turned off my engines. However, if there's other aircraft of the same description flying from the Coronado fleet, this is what we hear. Ready for this to give up? I'm a little teapot, short
Dreamy, sleepy,
and
nighty,
stout.
snoozy, snooze.
Here is me handle, and here is me spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Just tip me over and pour me out. Ah, Jesus! Oh, stop! You see? Engines are now off. I've just killed the mixture. Right? Watch this. Mags are off.